about this song. Don't you guys understand that true victory royale is about to happen? That right now, at this very second, there are people boarding the battle bus preparing to drop in Candido County? How can you not be excited, chat? Why the anger? Oh God. Sorry for being... This is probably the latest I've ever been to any stream for any reason, but there's quite a few notes to sort out, okay? Hello, chat. There'll be shockingly little news for this. We got a lot to talk about. And this may be one of those streams where I just rush through all the bullet points really fast. So, without further ado, I think that I'm very afraid. I know that the Kick viewer count doesn't work reliably. I want to update the view count on Kick so it actually shows up, but at the same time, I don't want to touch it. So when I touch it, it just breaks, and I don't want to risk it. Maybe I'll kick it in a second. Okay, so yeah, let's get to this. I have only a little bit of news, and I need someone's help to explain this to me, because I'm retarded. If you don't know. So as you guys know, I'm detached from all forms of media because I'm a troglodyte that lives in a cage, or a cave rather than a cage. What the fuck was this? This is apparently the biggest news. There are two pieces of like gamer chud news. The first one is that the Acolyte Star Wars series is dead, and apparently that was Kathleen Kennedy's like brainchild. She's like, oh, I'm gonna bring lesbian Jesus allegories to Star Wars. And I don't know. I think Red Letter Media said that it was okay, and then everyone else said that it sucked. So I don't know who to believe on this. I think that the end sucked or pissed people off or something like that, but I'm not sure. I'm reading chat. You're seen and you are heard. Explain to me what the Acolyte is. It's not worth it. The power of many. Lesbian space witches. The power of one. The power of two. The power of many. Woke shit. Visually decent. Story was fucking shit. Red Letter Media said did they say it was bad? I remember listening to them and they said that it was like okay or something. Or that it was like weird. It was like okay except for it was good. Chat seems elated though. Chat seems absolutely thrilled that this thing crashed and burned. So I'm just going to keep it at that. The other thing that happened that I didn't get a chance to really look at because I've been keeping my nose to the grindstone, chat. I've been working on that Sigma shit, okay? So I've been working on improving things. In fact, I should mention, since we're in the early stages of the stream, if you go to the mathathinternet.com, you will see that I have actually updated the site for the first time in like 8 million years. As you can see, the new welcome page is so nice and glossy and modern, okay? And then if you go to podcasts, it has like it doesn't look like complete shit anymore. It still looks like shit, but it looks like someone actually gave a fuck when they threw this together. So, that's an update. That's a harbinger of things to come, by the way, because I'm working on the next merchandise run, which I haven't done for over a year at this point. The other thing is that there's this game from China. Apparently, they sold their game because Sweet Baby Inc., apparently the DEI consultancy firm that like Zoe Quinn and shit's a part of, they tried to ask the developers of this game in China if they would like to pay $7 million of extortion racket money in order to make their game less racist, even though apparently, just based off the name, Wukong is a Chinese mythological creature. He's like a god who has a stick. And if I remember correctly, the story with Wukong is that he has a stick that can grow as small or as big as it needs to be. There may be other parts of this mythology, but I remember when Monkey King got added to Dota 2, Vinny explained to me the mythology of Wukong. I remember that the main thing was that he has a stick of variable size that he controls. So they made this game, and apparently it's the most successful game in gamer history because more people are playing it concurrently on Steam than ever before. And this comes after like a flurry of articles about how it's racist or some shit because they didn't pay the DEI money. I don't know. The chuds are rising the fuck up is what I'm trying to say. Kathleen Kennedy in tears. DEI destroyed. China still winning bigly. Seems like a good day for all the chuds in the world. Next, moving right along. The report of the week, aka Reviewbrah, as he's affectionately known, a Florida man, has diligently reviewed fast food and fast food trends for almost 15 years now. He's a professional, one of the first professional food reviewers on YouTube. As a young boy, he had a dream that he would make reviews out of Monster energy drinks and shit, and then that became fast food in general. And he basically ordained the entire category of fast food reviewing on YouTube. And he got decided he was going to review a Arbys bourbon barbecue chicken sandwich. And this chicken sandwich made news, chat. He looked at it and said, "No, thank you.
I'm not reviewing this. I'm not trying it. I'm not so much as even going to take a single bite of this. I'm not. I made the decision, and this is the first time in probably the 13 years, I think it's been almost 14 now, that I've been doing this YouTube channel that I looked at the item and I made the call. I'm not even taking a bite of this. I cannot.
Arbys has always been shit. I have no idea how Arbys stays in business. The entire, their roast beef sandwiches look fucking terrible. I think that the only thing I ever got from Hardee's is that they have little star-shaped chicken nuggets. I remember getting that as a kid. But nothing about their restaurant has ever appealed to me. But they put out a bourbon chicken sandwich. And we'll just skip to the actual sound, the meat of the review, as it were.
Something isn't right here. And,
Arbys is good? Who said that? Was that... It was purple, so that has to be either PPP or Tetra Paks. Either way, that is disgraceful.
I open it up and I'm thinking, alright, it looks fairly normal anyway. But I wanted to be sure. I cut it in half, and again, I don't know how this really looks from the cross-section, but now even if I were to review this, that bottom, that tiny little sliver, that's your chicken fillet right there, and that's it. So
you see this? PPP looks at this fucking rotten sandwich and says, Arbys is good, brah. They got chicken sandwiches and shit. Look at the hatred. Reviewbrah has a continuous poker face, but as he gazes upon this sandwich, he is filled with disgust and contempt for the service worker who gave this to him.
Is sad, and then all the other stuff is like onions and stuff, but that tiny little sliver is that's all your chicken, which is, again, pretty sad to see for a chicken sandwich. But where I drew the line is after I cut it in half, because something, again, didn't smell right. And it just smells like rotten. That's all that I could say. And I'm just saying what it smells like, alright? I'm not saying that I know for sure that that's what it is, or that it's just actually really old, or expired, or whatever, All I can say is what it smells like. And it does not smell good. It's got this garbage smell to it.
These motherfuckers at Arbys is feeding Reviewbrah rotten chicken. And this motherfucker still won't review Whataburger, which is objectively the best fast food in the United States. It's unbelievable. It's disgraceful, chat, is what it is. He's doing a disservice to himself and to the many people who would be interested in knowing. But if McDonald's or Whataburger rises to the standards, okay. No, I thought that was funny. He lives in southern Florida, and it was explained to me that Whataburger doesn't have locations in southern Florida, but Reviewbrah is being excused to the richness of diversity. I'm sure the Mexicans working at Arbys really give a fuck about the health inspector or whatever. PPP. He says the last time he ate Arbys, he got sick because he was binging it for a while. What the fuck? What do you get at Arbys? I honestly, I don't even know what they sell except for like the roast beef. And the roast beef sandwiches are just like the least appetizing things I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Can someone, can someone explain what the appeal is? Like what? I can't like look. Okay, I also like food, but if I was gonna binge food, I would get like really. I would get good food. I would get like pizza or something or ice cream. Who the fuck is like, yeah, I'm gonna eat like 4,000 calories of roast beef. Come on now, hold yourself to a higher standard. Um, yeah, yeah, I can't empathize with that. Oh, okay, and this okay. This is one of the things that prompted me to be a little bit of a busybody over the weekend. Um, Big Mama or Big Mommy is the one of the people who runs a fan archive of the stream, and his or her, I think it's a her, just based off the name, I don't know for sure. Her archive, which was Maddie Archive 404, was the most prominent one on YouTube. I have never bothered to maintain a YouTube archive after like my third or fourth channel got nuked. I can't help myself. I swear too much. I say too many racial slurs. I say things that sound violent, even though I only speak with peace and love in my heart. I'm a feral creature. I'm a monster, and I cannot be contained. And I cannot exist on real social media anymore. Even on Elon Musk's X, I get on there and I say, "Boomer, you gotta die. We're all just sitting here counting down the seconds on our watches on our smartphones, waiting for you to drop fucking dead." And then she's like, "Oh, how ghastly. How dare you say this to me?" And I get reported to Elon, and I'm banned like fucking 6 months later for it. So I'm just like a unhinged feral reject monster, and I'm like I just can't venture out of my own spaces. So I haven't ever tried to maintain an archive. However, I acknowledge that there are certain benefits to having a broader presence on the internet than just my own little corner. So I am interested, as I have stated before, I am very interested in clipping, and a bunch of people have sent clips to try and volunteer. Now, here's my greatest weakness. I do a lot of stuff, right? I have a lot of skills. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. That's basically my thing. But I am a terrible delegator. I am a lone wolf, jack of all trades, master of none. I am very bad at managing people. Like, the mods that I pick on the forum are very self-sufficient. They are already interested in the area of the site. I say, you want to moderate this? Or rather, I tell them, you're going to moderate this. And then they're a moderator, and then they're a moderator until they burn out. That's basically how it goes. I'm very bad at managing human resources. So, I am trying to set up a sort of clipping volunteer task force, and I'm going to try to get together a consistent group of assets and guidelines for what to filter out, and I'm going to try to take suggestions and make it available to people to make their own clips, whatever they want to do, and then send me ones that you want to see on the public archives. And then hopefully I can direct people to where they can see the full versions, and things will go from there. Because I know that people like watching shit on their fucking smart TV and stuff, but YouTube hates you. Neil Mahan hates you. Alphabet Inc. fucking hates you. Neil Mahan would take a fucking chainsaw and skin your entire family, like they're skinning a club seal for their pelts, just for $1. Neil Mahan would murder your entire fucking family for $1. And this is why I can't be on YouTube. Okay? So I it's just not going to happen. And people get pissed off at me for all sorts of dumb bullshit, and they mass report me. And it is what it is. So, the clipping route, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try to be professional and try to coordinate things. And I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing. I have no skills when it comes to video editing. I have no skills in determining what people want to hear. And generally speaking, the best clips of the streams have always been fan submissions. So I'm just gonna rely on that. Right now, if I'm gonna try to piece together like an asset kit, guideline kit, and if you want to submit things either by by email or by directly posting on the forum. We'll go from there and try to figure out something. I'll try to get the first ones up this week. Also, in regards to clipping stuff, if you have a thing that you see in that stream that you think would be funny and have broader appeal outside just like whoever watches the streams every week, leave a comment in public where other people might see it, like in the Rumble comments or on the forum thread. I'm gonna try my best. Okay, like the expenses of running the site are very high, and basically, if I'm going to achieve my divine purpose and drive evil off the internet, I'm gonna have to try and be smarter and less feral and retarded, and manage my resources more intelligently. That's effectively where I'm at with that. That's it for news, actually. Also one other thing that I want to do. So as people know, Hardin is our attorney that represents us in our various interests and represents me in my various interests. And I mentioned this before, but Hardin is a FOIA attorney. His entire business model is representing people who are suing the government to get responses to their FOIA requests, which the government is illegally ignoring. That's his business. Hardin, in general, he does what he loves. He loves FOIA requests. He loves data requests. He just enjoys it. So, since he is interested in the weird shit that I get up to, and he's interested in data requests, at some point in the near future, I'm going to try and set up a public archive of data requests. There's 2 that I have out right now that we're probably going to have to sue the government for in 2025. One of them is for I petitioned the Office of the Controller of Currency for information regarding the fair access rule that they passed and revoked immediately with a change ahead. I also FOIA requested the Department of Justice for subpoenas related to the forum. And of course, if we get the body cam footage, that would be out there. And then there's other body cam footage that I've requested. So we're going to start issuing some fucking data requests is what I'm saying. And I'm debating how I want to display it. So right now I'm thinking I have the domain lolcow.llc, and I'll probably set up like a Git repository that's like lolcow.llc/archive, and then I'll just sort that shit that I request into folders on like a big Git repository or something to that effect. But if you have any opinions about that, let me know, and I will consider it. But right now I'm just thinking of a Git repository. ConsentAccident.com. I do own that, but that has a special purpose one day. One day, I'll get around to setting up ConsentAccident.com. That's in the works. Well, we got shit to do before then, okay? What sort of thing will you request, though? Basically, body cam footage. That is the most interesting, and there is a good example of this that I'll get to in a second. That I'll definitely comment over. Okay, so true news. Let's start with Gruffin. Gruffin is this woman who is badly misshapen. So Gruffin is a female to male, transsexual, and she got a double mastectomy, and then she got a phalloplasty. So there are really, really hideous images of Gruffin's legs with like penis-shaped cylinder cutouts on them. Really nasty. Not subjecting you to that. They're dead. The reason why I show you this, I have no idea who this person is. I guess they could be very nice. I don't know. But she died of brain hemorrhaging, if I remember correctly. And it's really sad because her death was a direct complication of her phalloplasty. She got an infection. Her kidneys failed, I believe. She went into the hospital for like dialysis, and then she had bleeding into her brain, and she died. As her obituary says, Griffin Sean Severett, 24 years old and dead because of their gender reassignment surgery, their life-saving phalloplasty. Woonsocket, Rhode Island. What the fuck is with Rhode Island? I can't name a single person from Rhode Island that I would trust. You got Kingle, You got the incest family, the Thorpes, out there in the woods fucking each other. Yeah, this weirdo. Is there anyone normal in Rhode Island? Why the fuck is that a state? Can we just, like, get rid of it? Come the fuck on. Sam Hyde is from... Dude, nuke it. Look, we gotta just take the risk. We gotta get rid of it. I thought he was from Massachusetts, not Rhode Island. I didn't know that. Anyways, died in UMass Memorial Medical Center, the university campus, surrounded by his loving family. He leaves his parents, and his wife, paternal grandmother, blah, 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 had a deep love for music and video games. His passion extended to collecting Funko Pop figurines. Wow, he's like a real boy. Yay, I'm a man-child. Dude, the vinyl figurines, dude, the video games, dude. I'm a dude. His love extended deeply to his family, especially his cherished son. Oh God, she gave birth before she died. And pet dragon Randall. I'm assuming that's a bearded dragon. Their bond was a source of joy and comfort in his life. He loved advocating for others, especially in the LGBT community. Yes, queens, get the phalloplasty so you too can die from internal bleeding in your brain. Okay, so about a week prior to July 21st, Gruffin had a brain bleed followed by extensive complications resulting from phalloplasty. She had not been posted since then, though she didn't post often, so it wasn't all surprising. However, she has certainly died. So this was before, I think, actually. Yeah, it's confirmed. Gruffin referenced a friend of hers on Instagram many times, mainly tagging her. And this is the memorial that she posted before the obituary was found. Just a little story, I think. Instagram story. Me and my bestie, you wouldn't get it. And then there are possums, which are trash goblins. They're very cute, though. I'll find you in the next live over and over. You are and were such a blessing, and that I am lucky to have known you. Funny, sweet, thoughtful, and kind. I will love you until the end of time. Not a day passes where I don't think of you. Trash Panda. That's, her in the hospital, dying of her brain bleed. And they're just talking. It's a little bit of a cutesy correspondence. Yeah, I just show you this so that you know. It's not like... Whenever they talk about the fucking life-saving phalloplasty and HRT and shit, this is the real human cost. There are people dying. There's, like, mentally ill girls who grow up and then have a baby and they fucking troon out, and now they have a son without a mother because she lost her fucking mind and decided that she was going to staple her thigh flesh to herself to make a fake penis. Cringe, as they say. Okay, this is me making fun of Brad Taste. As I said, I have no idea who he is, but people keep posting updates about him in the community happenings thread. So I'm just going to continue to make fun of him. I think I can view this. Paruko, who's one of his tranny Jannies, says that Brad like stifled him out of money. So you can see the PayPal balance here is negative $411. Whoa, buddy. Getting awfully cold where Paruka was from because Brad Taste doesn't want to pay his fucking Janny trannies. Oh, it doesn't exist anymore. The Kiwi Farms noticed it, so it doesn't exist. Oopsie daisies. Okay, let's look at some fucking fire hydrants, chat. Ooh, bicycles this time. Wow, I love clicking bicycles in third world shithole countries. Well, there is no reply to this. I wasted my time. Shame. However, I don't have to take his word for it because Bradley decided to respond. Let's take a listen.
Hi guys, this is Bradley here. I needed to make this message. I am going through a lot emotionally right now, but I need you to understand that I am being accused of a lot right now. And I'm going through a lot, and this is very serious. And this person who is supposed to be my friend has publicly accused me of theft on a platform, and I believe they are trying to hurt me. And I am not okay. And I've been spending literally any moment I could all day trying to figure out this financial thing with them. Literally, like, from the moment that I knew it was serious, I was getting calls, my fiance was getting calls, and we were answering them and like picking up, and like I was like, okay, something is serious, like something is wrong. Okay, this charge, deal with this. Okay, 151, got it. Oh, I gotta deal with other stuff. I'm busy. Peruko, I need you to be patient with me, please. I'm busy all day. I come back and it's like I literally am like struggling, and Peruko's like, fuck you, like look at the paper, say what you fucking lie. I'm confused, and then I see this shit on Twitter, and I look at the picture. Oh, it says refunded under the bottom one, so I didn't even get to that one yet. And instead, now 500,000 people have seen something that is a complete fucking lie. I'm sorry.
From a friend.
From a friend. From a fucking.
Oof, Matt, cringe. He's with his wife and he's having this emotional breakdown. And she doesn't say, like, hey, Brad, you're embarrassing us by acting like a huge faggot on camera. That's kind of cringe. Maybe it was her idea. Hey, if you cry on camera, you'll look better. Imagine getting felted by a fucking tranny. Cringe. Do you think he hates trannies yet? I don't think so. I don't think people like this are capable of learning. He hasn't gotten to the point, he'll never get to the point where he's like, these mentally ill men in dresses sure are more trouble than they're worth. Just never gets to there. He's just like, oh, well, I'm such a good person. Why don't they understand me? Why don't they sympathize for me? When it's only 400 Canadian dollars. How many Arbys roast beef sandwiches is that? Like 5? Just go pick up fucking cans on the side of the road by the highway for like an hour. You'll have enough money to buy, just to sell aluminum for 400 Canadian dollars. Ain't that fucking much? Uh-oh, we got a rabbi. Rabbi, you gotta go. Sorry, Rabbi. Oh, he's already gone. I didn't even get to ban him. Judah Chew fucking saw the rabbi and was like, I'm gonna kick that motherfucker out real quick. Arbys used to be 5 for $5. Ain't now. Cost of living crisis. Now you gotta get 411. That tranny needs 411 Canadian dollars so that he can afford his 5 roast beef sandwiches. Okay, I'm gonna take a risk here. I have no idea who this guy is. This is apparently a tranny that goes by Cindy, but his name is Game Show Gumbo, the Game Show Garbage, or Robert Ziedelman, who now goes by Cindy Ziedelman. I have fucking no clue what he does, but I see this beautiful woman's face, and I think, I have to hear his story. I have to know her story, and I need to know more. So I'm going in on this raw. This could be a complete bomb, but I'm gonna hear him out or her out because she's a beautiful woman. I'm gonna have to. I think that what happens is that she ghosted her channel, and this is her first appearance in a while. So we're gonna get some excuses. Where's the fucking content at, Cindy?
Hello, everyone.
Now this is a happy person. When you get that shot of a room and it's just like beige walls, toys fucking everywhere, the mandatory bookcase that's filled with nothing but either like video games or anime DVDs, this is the room of a healthy, well-adjusted person who's very happy. Let's see what she has to say, chat.
This is Cindy Seidelman, and I just want to give you all a little bit of an update as what's been going on with the YouTube channel and some other stuff that's going to be happening over the next couple of months. For starters, the reason why you haven't seen many new videos, especially on the weekends, is twofold. One, I've been really busy with work.
This guy, the way he talks, there's no way. Is this guy from Missouri? If he's from Missouri, there is a 100% chance that this person is genetically related to Lotex. Where is he from? Washington. Uh-oh. Was Lotex born in Washington? Game Show Garbage. That's even like similar to the gaming garbage thing that that Lotex was doing. I'm tripping real hard. This guy has to be from Missouri. Hold up, let me look. This is for my eyes only, chat. Washington. I can't believe that. He's definitely from Missouri.
And that has kind of eliminated a lot of my time to work on videos and plan videos, and some days I've had to burn off quite a bit of the archive that I've built up over the past few years. Not the past few years, but for the past couple of months. And it just didn't work. And
Okay,
I
so
will
it's
be
two.
refilling that archive, mainly home game stuff, in the next couple of days.
Okay.
Also, I was on vacation. So I've been traveling across the country, actually across the continent. I was in Toronto 2 weeks ago.
This dude has so little riz that this is his big comeback video. And he's explaining to his avid fans, the game show Gumbo aficionados, who literally cannot get enough of this man's content. And he's having to apologize for depriving them of the game show Gumbo content they so rightly deserve. And in his video explaining what's been going on, he's yawning. His own fucking story has bored him. And this is straight disrespectful to the game show Gumbo people.
Traveled down south, Albany, Atlantic City, D.C., a little town called Whitville, Nashville, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Tampa, Miami with my best friend. Picking up a lot of interesting stuff. Watching a lot of baseball. Watched a CFL game, and it was a lot of fun. So the home game video that got uploaded about 2 weeks ago was already in the can.
When you look at this guy, you just know that he's stupid. What is it about some people's face where you just like look at them and you're like, no, yeah, this guy's a fucking idiot. What's weird is that did he introduce himself as Cindy at the beginning of this?
Hello everyone, this is Cindy Seidelman. And
Okay, he did. He didn't even shave his chins. Not one of those chins is cleanly shaved. It's not like he missed a spot under his third or second chin. He just didn't bother at all. It's very disrespectful. The game show Gumbo people deserve better than this shit.
UK, some US formats that I'm not going to touch.
He's yawning again. I can't believe this. I clicked on this video hoping that Cindy would dazzle my audience with amazing entertainment. And instead I get a fat man yawning at his own fucking story. I know listening to people talk about their travels is usually fucking boring, but usually they're at least excited about it. This is disrespectful, chat. I'm sorry. I apologize. Cindy has let me down. That bastard. Okay. So this requires... I have two OG LOL cows to discuss. There's a woman named Margaret Palermo, who is the mother of a woman called Venus Angelic. I think her original name was Neunschwande, because she's from Schweizer, and which explains everything. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Switzerland, but Swiss people are fucking nuts. So Margaret's daughter was famous as a child because Margaret's fucking crazy. So, when Venus was a very young, she would her mother would dress her up as a living doll and like really overdo it, make her look super creepy and uncanny. And this, for obvious reasons, developed a kind of public following. She ended up, I think, on Dr. Phil at some point. It's a really creepy and sad story. And spoiler alert, Venus Angelic is now an adult. She's an alcoholic, and she does OnlyFans. And her mother, well, I'll let CBS New York explain what's happened with her mother.
Talk about neighbors having each other's backs. A woman was caught allegedly squatting at a home in Howard Beach, Queens, as a community was keeping a close watch. And they shared with Jenna DeAngelis that they were worried once she moved in, she may never move out.
This home on 99th Street has been vacant for years, so when Tina Pagano saw she suddenly had a new neighbor, she went over to meet her.
She told me that she had bought the house. She told the neighbors that she was taking care of it for a family friend. She had a different story for all the neighbors.
With concerns, Pagano reached out to PJ Marcel, who keeps the community connected with a Facebook group.
We were notified that this lady was possibly going to be a squatter.
The neighbors contacted the NYPD and Assemblywoman Stacey Pfeffer Amato, who came out to investigate.
She turned the power on. She called in the EP. So she was establishing her residency and probably didn't know the laws changed because a lot of squatters believe once they get in, they're in.
The change by New York lawmakers in April excludes squatters from tenant protections under the law, making it easier for police to intervene. The Assemblywoman was able to connect with the actual family that owns the home.
It was such like a brazen move.
Christopher Holmes of California says his mother passed away, leaving the home to him and his aunt, who is now in assisted living.
What happened wasn't like a chance thing. It was somebody that had researched, knew about my family history.
The NYPD arrested 49-year-old Laurel Bay at the home on July 18th. Neighbors captured photos of her there with a moving truck. Her belongings have since been removed from the home.
All of these items were inside.
The homeowner gave neighbors permission to secure the home and capture video of what it looked like inside.
The condition is absolutely unlivable.
Police say Bay was arrested at the home a second time, and neighbors tell us she hasn't returned. The Queens District Attorney said in a statement, trespassing onto someone else's property and claiming rights simply by your presence violates the law.
Notice that they said that changed in April, though. That law was changed so recently that she just hadn't heard about it. Up until then, in New York City, you could literally just walk into an abandoned home, and I guess the rule is that if you take a shit there, it's now your house. It's the poop and home turf rule. If you can take a shit in that toilet, that's your house now. And I guess a Jewish person got burned by this policy, so they changed it just this fucking year. So, that's the, well, there's a picture to confirm that it's her. So, that's the story. An insane woman from Switzerland dressed her daughter up like a doll, and now she's an alcoholic prostitute on the internet. And she is homeless and looking for a toilet to poop in, to claim home turf. Just desserts, I guess. I don't know. Kind of fucked up that her daughter didn't manage to self-correct, but it's pretty hard to get out of that kind of situation. Then, now, there is a old school lolcow named Christopher Chan, I think. And he was actually arrested, oddly enough, for incest. I don't know if you guys heard this in 2021. Apparently it was a big deal. Now, getting body cam footage in Virginia is notoriously difficult, but EWU, the EWU, it's weird. I before they did anything, I remember making fun of them on the stream and said, like, I was watching true crime and I thought that EWU was the funniest because they're really old videos. They have clips where, like, they are, because it was like a small channel back in the day, so they didn't know how to, like, do things properly. So they paid the grizzly voiced narrator guy to say, "What's new, EWU crew?" And then they would go on to describe, like, a mother drowning her children in the bathtub. And I thought that was really tasteless. But they've since remedied this, and now they're like a proper production studio with millions of subscribers and tens of thousands of dollars rolling in. So they have an EWU body cam channel, and they managed to acquire unseen. Help me, chat. I'm having a stroke. How do you say never before seen footage of Christopher Chan being arrested? And should we watch all of this? I feel like you guys have already... Okay, I'll skip ahead. I've watched through this. It's actually very funny. I'll play a little bit of it, and then I will show you two parts that are particularly interesting.
Everybody else in the room? Wait, chance. Yes.
A spectacle in the parking lot of a Regency Inn hotel. The focus of the unexpected attention was internet personality known as Chris Chan.
Thanks for the arrow. I wouldn't have fucking guessed. That's the internet personality.
Footage was obtained and first
never before seen footage. Shit, I got it right on my 8th try too.
Released by EWU and reveals a behind-the-scenes look at the day that took thousands of online observers by storm.
What the heck is going on right now? It's the most wild call for service I've ever been on.
As officers with the Henrico County Police Department cautiously approached the...
Okay, so Henrico County was the one that responded to Chris because he had left the area. I actually asked Hardin, because if you don't... This is one of the weirdest things, is that Hardin just so happens to have been the prior elected prosecuting attorney for Greene County, which is where Ruckersville is. So, as I said before, if Hardin had won his re-election campaign, he would have been the prosecuting attorney during the Chris Chan debacle, but instead he ended up losing. I don't want to tell the story of why he lost, but it's a very sympathetic story. And as a result, he ended up just like being like a drifter. He lives in like a camper van and just goes wherever he wants. And as a result, he's ended up as my attorney. So, I'll play the intro bit, and then there's one thing in particular that's really, really fucking funny.
Second floor hotel room. They prepare themselves in case a possible altercation waits for them behind the door.
She's right here. Oh, gotta unlock it. Hello.
Yes.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Christine Chandler.
Okay, can you come out for a second?
What's the situation?
What's that? You got a warrant for your arrest, all right? Yep. Yep.
Okay.
You're not gonna start. You're not gonna do that. Do not fight. You will get tased.
Okay, well, listen, I will comply, but I'd like to clear up I'd like to come back with my things.
We'll get that all straight. Yeah, we'll get it all straight.
And what about my van? And I'd like to put my shoes on, please.
Yeah, sure, of course.
We'll get there. Okay. I can slip into my shoes. Magic Chan, Chriselle, Savannah.
While these words may seem insignificant to the officers, they carry a profound significance for Chris, which will be explained later.
You're just being detained right now until I can confirm the warrants, okay?
Okay,
just hang tight.
The officers have received reports of some very disturbing allegations against Chris, but nothing prepares them for the events that are about to unfold.
Sit down right here.
Okay, I will sit down.
Okay. Where are your shoes? Right here?
Right over there.
Is there anyone else in the room with you?
Uh,
Is there anybody else in the room?
Spirit, well, interdimensionally, you can't tangibly see them.
A physical person. Is there a physical person in the room with you?
Originating from this universe, no.
Okay, good.
I need to stand with my shoes on. I don't have any time doing it this way. I am complying.
I know.
And that's my son. That's my set of keys over there.
Your keys to your car?
Keys to the van, and yeah, my wallet's in my bag over there, the brown bag.
What, this bag?
Yes.
Can I look in it?
And you grab something. Oh, that's one of my rings.
I know. Can I look through? Can I get your bag out of your...
I have nothing to hide. Go ahead and look through everything that's in the room.
Go ahead and look at everything that's in the room.
Go ahead. You have my permission.
Okay.
Just slip them on. They're going to give you flip-flops when you get down to the jail.
Okay, well, I identify as female, and I would appreciate if I was respected as such. It even says so on my driver's license, female.
Okay,
that's fine.
Just making sure.
As one officer searches through Chris's belongings, he quickly makes an interesting discovery.
I really appreciate how all the cops have like that. They have like this weird squeaky voice when they reply to him, because they're trying to be really nice, and to the point where they're a circuit phrase, and they go, "Okay, yeah, you're a woman."
Where's your wallet at?
Oh.
Don't come over here.
It's the duct tape. The duct tape.
Wait, what did he say?
Oh.
Don't come over here.
It's the duct.
One more time, chat. One more time.
Makes an interesting discovery.
Where's your wallet at?
Oh.
Don't come over here.
It's the duct tape.
I don't know what region it is, but it appears to be an accent, chat.
The duct tape wallet.
Okay.
On the outside?
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, just grab a seat.
Okay.
No, grab a seat right there for me.
Oh, my bad.
You want all this to go with you? Like your wallet? Or you just want your ID to go with you and your cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay. There's one thing I want to show. He's already said all the funny stuff real quick, and then why is that not in the fucking transcript? God damn it! There's a part where he farts and he says, "Pardon my flatulence," but apparently this doesn't show up in the transcript. think. Okay, so at this point, let's see where they show him. Okay, they start looking because they spot Ralph on the grassy knoll opposed to the apartment, and they're discussing it because they're like, there's a guy over there watching us. Why are there people over there watching us? People shouldn't know that we're here. Maybe, and then they even start saying maybe that's like the surveillance guys from the county. Like maybe the county sent over like detectives, but they could just see Ralph over there and staring at them. And in fact,
There's a car up there, and there's two gentlemen staring at us.
they all think that May is a man and identify her as a gentleman, and not once ever do they correct this. Not once ever do they acknowledge that May is a woman. It never registers in their brain. Okay, so Ralph is staring them down, the police. They eventually decide, I think Chris even says, here.
There may be a reason for their unnerving presence.
Okay, well, I would say question them because I am famous and infamous on the internet, so they may be video recording.
Cool.
They say, okay, cool. Just completely ignores it. And then they start trying to figure out, like, oh, okay, maybe it's like the county surveillance. Maybe it's like the state. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But they're just standing there, so I guess we should just take our chance and walk. And then I think as soon as they leave with Chris out the door... Yeah, see, they're like deliberating for like 6 minutes. Like, what the fuck do we do? And at this point, they walk him out.
Very well.
All right, head on that this way.
I'm going to stay recording while we get to the vehicles in case these people address us.
Okay. You don't know any of these people?
I do not know those people, and
Okay.
Yeah, those are trolls. They're following me from the internet. Do not report this. See?
Don't.
Followers.
I think that's real.
Oh my God, what is this?
The cops have just realized that the insane schizophrenic person they were arresting that was calling themselves God and Mad Chan was right, and they are in fact famous and infamous on the internet.
What's up, man?
What is happening right now?
I love it. You can just hear in the background.
This is going to be
Sweet.
on the internet.
Sweet.
They're going to post this online.
Though this prediction comes close, the footage will go even more viral than Chris imagines.
Hey, thank y'all for y'all service, for real.
Appreciate it.
That's the other guy. There was another, if you don't remember, there was another person who actually wandered into the parking lot to record stuff, and his footage sucked, so everyone just went with Ralph's. But yeah, that's him talking to the cops.
So there's no like internet fans, but that confirms it.
There you go. I mean, Google Chris Chan or Sonichu, and there you go. I've been infamous and famous.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, by the way, this is the awesome thing. You see that blurry square directly over the police car? Do you know what that is? That's Ralph. That's the two gentlemen. EWU deliberately, specifically, magnanimously carved out the existence of Ralph and the horse bride and all the mentions of him shouting Keelstream, baby, Keelstream. I think he even carves out the shit about me that Ralph shouts. EWU completely fucking annihilated Ralph out of this footage, and it's so funny.
Oh, look at that. Coming out of the woodwork.
Good, I just saw you.
Where'd you see him at? Regency.
Oh, and that's the cop. Remember when Ralph was like wandering about in the mall causing problems because he had text-to-speech on his phone, and the cops came over? That's the same fucking cop that met him at Regency Square while he was looking for Chris. And the cop even says, "Oh yeah, I knew that fat retard. I saw him at Regency."
I am complying. I am good like this.
You are, you absolutely are.
And I am Chris Chan Sonichu, your goddess blue heart, and I continue to stand strong, and I maintain everything with Quickfill and my Sonichus and Rose shoes and everybody.
You're lost to about 3,000 people right now, Christian. How do you breathe? Well, let's not talk to them, okay?
Yeah, I keep in good faith. Everything is going to work out.
Let's not talk to them.
I feel,
Let's not talk to them. He said they honestly don't know what to fucking do.
It's been stressful, but I've taken it one moment at a time, and I got my loves.
While Chris maintains a positive attitude in the face of uncertainty, the officers can't help but be increasingly amused by the attention and the seemingly growing crowd.
What? They're everywhere. I can't believe it. We're surrounded.
Go ahead, frisk me.
I'm searching you, not frisking you.
Well, he's offering you the option there.
This is the most wild call for service I've ever been on.
You have anything else on you?
I have nothing else on me.
They're going to scan you into jail, and if there's anything on you, you want it back?
Oh, this is a weird part too.
Nugget of weed, it's a felony.
I have no weed. I have no drugs I'm consuming on me. Like I said, frisk me. There you go.
They were asking him if, ew, he's like, touched my man boobs, and he did. And he's like, ooh, there you go. As if Chris is fucking 420 vaping it or whatever the fuck.
That felt good.
Let's have a seat.
Just dabbing on the cop. Yeah, you touched my man boob, bitch. Motherfucker.
It's happening now. We're on the very last thread. It's happening right now.
Why are you yelling?
We're living it. The merge, baby. If Batman is your hero, you're gonna meet him very soon.
I bet you're never working overtime for us again.
Oh, certainly will. It's just hilarious.
With Chris now secured in custody and the tension from the crowd finally easing, two of the officers are more than ready to put the bizarre encounter behind them.
All right, y'all have a good day.
Thank you, officers.
And then afterwards, he just talks to them in the car, and the guy's just like, yeah, whatever, bro. So this footage came out, and maybe my mind was thinking of low attacks for other reasons. Perhaps because Uwe Boll has put out that he would like to direct Sonichu the movie, starring Ryan Reynolds. Let's see the cast. Chris, Dwayne Johnson, Bob, Clint Eastwood, Barber, and for some reason he calls Barbie. That's kind of creepy. By Annette Bening. Michael Schneider by Tim Roth. Clyde Cash by Vanilla Ice. That's an interesting pick. Null by Steve Guttenberg. So let's just get the first thing out of the way. Who the fuck is Steve Guttenberg? I don't. Do I look like this guy? Who the fuck is this? What other movies has he been in? Why am I Steve Guttenberg? This guy is literally like twice my age. Almost more than twice my age. What's his bibliography? Screen and... Okay. Diner Police Academy? It's the only one I recognize. I've never even watched it. P.S. Your cat is dead. What the fuck? This guy has been in nothing interesting ever. He was apparently in the Netflix film Roe v. Wade. Okay, interesting. Oh, he was in Law and Order. Okay, but not as like a person. Dude, this guy's been in nothing ever. Dude, come the fuck on. Bro, hold up. Much better. Come on. How it's like Dead Ringer, basically. All right. If I was British and fucked horses and had been molested as a child for a child actor role, come on. Can Uwe Boll not afford Daniel Radcliffe? It's much closer, at least. All right, I don't want to get beat up by Uwe Boll. I think Uwe Boll becomes more powerful the more form administrator spines he snaps. So I gotta be fucking careful. If he thinks that Steve Guttenberg is the better choice here for casting me, I guess I have to go along with it. I throw my vote in for Daniel Radcliffe. I would love to see his performance. Okay. There's some reactions to Taylor Lorenz, by the way, as I desperately try to move on and avoid the boxing king Uwe Boll. The what's the word for lion in German? The Deutsche Löwe, as it were. I will let's see. So if you don't remember, Taylor Lorenz, the doxing person from Washington Post, was in trouble because she attended a Biden conference and took a selfie and put some kind of like it's called him a war criminal because of the war in Palestine. So, Libs of TikTok rubs her hands together very vigorously and says, "Holy shit. Taylor Lorenz claimed the picture of her calling Biden a war criminal was edited. Turns out it's not edited, and NPR obtained the actual post and got confirmation from 4 different people that it's real. You can't make this up." Taylor Lorenz posted this photo calling Biden a war criminal. She then claimed that it was edited and faked. NPR confirmed it. Yeah, I just read that. Tay-Tay just straight up lying again. Is anyone surprised? Why does WAPO keep her employed? I mean, since when is Biden not a war criminal? I guess Libs of TikTok is Jewish, so she supports. She really, by the way, I had to unfollow her when I had my Twitter account still because it's just nonstop fucking Israel shit these days. Nate Silver also rubs his hands together in glee and says, "I know I'm hard on misinformation reporters like Lorenz, but it's for a good reason. This is really bad. Not the anti-Biden message, which whatever, but lying about it and trying to pass it off as misinformation according to these several sources." That's actually a good point. How you're going to be specifically a misinformation correspondent who goes out and harasses people in real life and writes shitty articles about the Kiwi farms, and then you're going to just lie and spread misinformation to cover your own ass? It's kind of like you're a fucking hypocrite. Palmer Lucky, who I don't know, says, "Just sharing this again so WAPO can't pretend Taylor Lorenz telling lies is in a professional capacity, some sort of one-time deal. Too long didn't read, she lied, and then she blocked me." I'll skip that. I don't give a fuck. I know she's a liar. I can look at her and I can sniff her and go, she smells like a liar. She smells like brie and lies. Era Tufania says, I'm glad the world knows what a piece of shit Taylor Lorenz is. Finally, she was able to deplatform and cancel me at the peak of cancel culture in the height of her career. She's a lying, toxic, mentally deranged person that should be avoided. I'm sure she'll eventually pull the plug on herself. Is that the magic expression? Do I have to say pull the plug? I'm waiting for boomers to pull the plug on themselves. What can I say? There's a lot of people we got to pull plugs on. We got to pull 6 million plugs. Had me falsely. Taylor Lorenz had this guy, Aria, falsely investigated by the Department of Justice in the Southern District of New York. That's interesting. I only get investigated by the Northern District of New York. There's a mountain of evidence about her being a terrible person and a hack journalist. That's true. I agree with this statement. I don't give a fuck with these attachments. I want to get to the good part. Jackie Singh, the hero, Patrick's knight in poo-colored armor. The woman with the catcher hands, the catcher mitt hands that can catch any blow for her king, Patrick. What does Jackie got to say about this? Of course, she takes Taylor Lorenz's side. Disgusted to see this attack on Taylor Lorenz, the goal was to surveil her, infiltrate her friends in private social media, create a faux outrage, and get her fired. This is a foreign op very likely driven by the exact people who have strong interest in Biden continuing his ongoing weapon support to the nation. The Jews? You can just say Jews on Zitter, Jackie. I think that's what she means, right? Like, yeah, they want all the anti-Palestine shit in the media to go away, bye-bye, so that Israel can get more money and weapons. They're Jewish. Okay, just say that. I mean, Taylor Lorenz is also Jewish, isn't she? Whatever. Fuck, libs of TikTok. One of her friends leaked it to the media. I find it disgusting that journalists are so muzzled and unable to have their own opinions lest they reflect poorly on their employer's ability to remain unbiased in the face of fascism. Wow. Jackie Singh, 40-year-old mother that has lost custody, I think, of 2 different kids at this point, just now discovered the media lies. Slap those big old catcher mitts together, Jackie. Bam, 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 bam. Good job. Give yourself a round of applause. You started fucking clapping. I think you could hear that from space, chat. Taylor Lorenz would have done the same thing for anyone but Taylor. Yes, thankfully we have someone like Taylor Lorenz who is willing to expose disgusting people like Chaya Raichik despite ongoing retribution. She wrote a nasty article about the Kiwi farm, so therefore she's good no matter what. People can and will take issue with the journalist who lied, but it seems clear why she lied, and it wasn't about a real news story. It was to protect herself from an attack against her speech, which ties into her role and leaves her vulnerable. Bro, it's so crazy how these like malicious censors who want everybody under the foot of corporate media and corporate internet infrastructure, suddenly, the very nanosecond that it happens to any of them, takes a step back and goes, wow, wait a second. This abridges my freedom of speech through corporate media and financial entanglements. What the fuck? Oh my God, I can't believe it. The thing that I wanted to happen to everybody around me is happening to me now, and it feels really bad. Is this consequences? No. No, it's not. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I was right when I did it, but they're wrong to do it now. Come on. Whoa, buddy. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Okay. Chat, this requires some explanation. Let me take you way back to 2016. I almost said 2016. Or 2016. That'd be a completely wrong number, chat. That'd be tens of thousands of years off. We're back in the year to avoid defamation charges, even in the country of the United Kingdom with its draconian laws. So he's very good at avoiding problems. But when he exhausts all his resources, when he's called everybody he can a pedophile, when he starts accusing random people 3 degrees of separation from me of being child abusers for whatever fucking reason, because he's a sick fuck, he doesn't know what to do. The next steps that he would have to take in order to try and take down the Kiwi farms is break the law. But Vordrak, being a moderately intelligent person with a master's degree in law, knows that breaking the law is against the law, so he chooses not to do that. Instead, he reaches out to mutuals who have threads on the forum who are not happy about it. And this creates what we called the Legion of Doom. So there was Vordrak, it was Donny Long, Eddie, he had a Polish name, it was like Eddie Pazile or something. And then there was another guy from the United Kingdom that was like a little retard, and I forget his name. But they were really, really desperate to shut down the forum, and they thought that by just being big enough dickheads to people related to me that I've never even spoken to, it would work. Donny Long was by far the most dangerous and persistent of all those people, even including Vordrak. Donny is like a Tasmanian devil. That's the closest thing that I can describe him to. Donny has a very, very long list of people that he fucking hates. And he creates fake emails for them, fake websites, and he controls them all. And when he starts writing up, like, what he does, okay, imagine, this is literally what happened to me. So Vordrak starts up his crusade, and he starts calling me a pedophile. And he tries slinging whatever fucking money he can. He tries to defame me in any which way he can. He pumps out literally hundreds of articles on his blog site to try and poison my SEO. And I don't care. I don't relent. So then he goes after my mother, and it doesn't work. And he goes after my grandmother, my grandfather, my aunt and uncle, and my father's brother, and literally people I've never met or seen or spoken to or heard of in any way, shape, or form were suddenly being called pedophiles on this guy's blog. Then Donny goes out and he does some really fucking awful stuff. He goes after people that, again, have nothing to do with me, don't talk to me, haven't talked to me since. And he even gets sued by one of them. And that is kind of the beginning of the end of the Vordrak arc. Because what happens is that when he got sued by someone in my family, Donny said, look, I know he didn't want to deal with it. So he said, look, I've got... And the person that sued him figured out how to service him. He was in hiding and nobody knew where he was. But there's ways to service people even if they're in hiding. And when the lawsuit got serviced correctly, he took notice of that and said, look, if you'll drop the suit, I'll give you all the evidence of who's really doing this and whose ideas this are. And he proves that it's Sam. And this person in my family goes after Sam in England and hires, I always forget the name of this, but it's like a big dick. It's one of like the highest, most important defamation law firms in the United Kingdom. Very fucking expensive. Sam actually tried to join their law firm, because in the UK, in order to become a proper solicitor, you have to be interned at a firm. So these firms get to decide who their competition will be in the future, and it's a very competitive field. Very few people get like interned into into the system. So he'll never ever be an actual solicitor in the UK because he is a fucking lunatic. But he really tried to suck ass and get into this group of people. And then when my family ended up suing him, they hired this group. So he has no in there now. But eventually, I think Sam settled with them, took down all the articles about those people, but not my mom. Because when this, to give you an idea of how fucking cruel people in my family are, and then people wonder, like, Josh, don't you care? And it's like, well, when they blame my mom for this. So when Sam took down all his articles, the person that sued him had no clause whatsoever that the ones about my mom go down. So those are still up to this day because they McLaughlin sounds close. I'm not sure though. So those are still up. Then I made a deal with Eddie, and when I made this deal, and remember this was like 10 years ago almost, I think. I did not expect him to agree, and I didn't expect him to actually hold up his end of the deal. Carter Ruck, that is correct. That's the one, Carter Ruck. That's the one that they hired to sue him, and that was the one that Vordrak brown-nosed real fucking hard. Like, he was tongue deep in that butthole for Carter Ruck. And let's see. I told him, I said, I would delete your thread and I'll keep it down as long as you, A, give me all your email exchanges with Sam, and B, you fuck off. And he did. So I never expected that. And at this time, I was, for whatever reason, just coincidentally at the same time Vordrak was doing all this shit, I kept getting swatted. And when I say swatted, I mean the FBI would come to my house and be like, we got a bomb threat from your email servers. This happened like 3 times. I've told this story before. I told it on the Internet Jute stream. If you're interested in like old Kiwi Farms deplatforming crazy shit, go listen to that stream because that was before all the tranny stuff. But when this happened, it happened 3 times. The first time there was a bomb threat to my school that I had graduated from. Or left. Actually, I left. I did not graduate from that school. But he knew where I was from, so he sent a bomb threat to my school, pretending to be me. I got detained by the FBI in Pensacola for that. I explained that it was an internet thing. I didn't do anything. I gave them the logs that they asked for, and it was all from Tor, so there was nothing to be held on. The second time... And the first time that it happened, the news talked about it, and I also talked about it, and then Sam republished it, and he even threw in a little line about how the sheriff better be careful, because as long as the Josh Moon vermin is in Pensacola, this will continue to happen. So the second time it happened, I got a door knock, and I just said, look, it's probably the same guy doing the same thing. So they said, they were kind of irritated, you could tell. And I said, one guy even asked me, like, what do you get out of this? You get, like, money or something? And I was like, no. I was like, so why do you do it? And he's like, well, I believe in internet freedom. And he's like, okay, whatever. And left. And this time I had the wise idea, I'm not going to talk about it. And because it was a repeat, the news didn't run with it. There was no mention about it, no publicity statement, and I didn't talk about it. So Sammy, allegedly, probably, based off my suspicions, threw in this bomb threat and didn't get anything out of it. So then the third time that it happened, he targeted a bunch of hospitals. And also, he sent in an email to like a bunch of different hospitals and law enforcement, and then also CC'd in his Witchfinder General email address as like a list of like is like one of the reporters this mysterious stranger was sending this bomb threat to. So then Vordrag had a copy of the email so he could publish an article and say, wow, I got sent this threatening email. So after that, I knew the FBI would visit again. This time I was living in Buffalo because I had been successfully driven away from Pensacola. And this was, by the way, the flight that cost me 100 Ethereum that I sold at $11 each. So I was in Buffalo at the time, and I expected the FBI. So I printed out all of Eddie's emails or all of Donnie's emails from Sam, and I printed out like this entire like 100-page dossier. And the FBI visited me. And this is why I mentioned that I had only been investigated by the Northern District or the Buffalo District of New York FBI. They came to my house and were like, do you know anything about this threat? And I gave them a fucking manila envelope with 100 pages of shit from Sam. I said, it's Samuel Collingwood Smith. He lives at this address in Hertfordshire, England. He's been doing this for 3 fucking years. And after that, it stopped. He's been super fucking tame. So whatever they did after that, it worked. He's been pretty chill since then. I guess maybe their counterparts spoke to him about the fucking bomb threats that kept happening. And they actually got something done. So congratulations, Department of Justice. I can't hate you too much. So that's the Donny Long story, basically. He's a psycho. This guy is genuinely one of the most dangerous people that I've ever encountered. Like, he is a fucking lunatic. And I am shocked that it took this fucking long. Let's read his charges, by the way. I mentioned that he's a porn star. And when I say porn star, what I mean is he has an Asian wife that he has sex with and puts the videos on the internet and then calls himself like a hotshot porn star. When really he's just like having sex with like mail order brides in shitty rooms. And I think that actually they probably weren't with him consensually based on his charges. Let's read, chat. Extortion or threaten another person. Harassment of judge or assistant. Coercion or intimidation. Financial benefit from forced labor. That's a fucking slavery charge. He got hit with human trafficking. So I bet you his Asian wife that he's been doing sex videos with all these years was not with him consensually. And he's basically a slaver. Tamper with or withhold testimony. Cyber intimidate or threaten harassment. Yeah, fucking tell me about it. Follow, harass, cyber stalk another. Yeah, fucking tell me about it. Cyber intimidate, threaten, harass. Follow, harass, cyber. So that's 4 different charges just related to cyber stalking. And then let's take a look. I looked this up, and I don't know if it's below here. It's not. So these charges right here, you can see that they were all filed in November so he got arrested several times. They booked him originally in November and then again in December for, so this was for threatening the judge and from the slavery charge. Then he tampered and withheld testimony. Then he got out again and then went online and harassed a bunch of people. And then 3 months later in February of this year, he gets hit with threatening a public servant. So they let him out 3 different times, and each time he threatened a different judge. And he was let out on like $75,000 bond the first 3 times, and now he's being held without bond. So he's stuck in jail. And I already have Hardin on this. They're refusing to release the body cam footage to us, even though Florida has wide open, it's called the Sunshine Law. They have wide open public record laws. They're refusing to because he's being prosecuted by a special prosecutor because he has threatened every judge and every prosecutor in the entire county, and they're having to get a visiting judge and a special prosecutor from a different jurisdiction to litigate it because there's a conflict of interest with every single member of public official in the entire fucking county. That's how fucked up it is, and they don't want to release the footage because they don't know if it would cause another conflict of interest to fuck up the prosecution. And while he's been in custody, he has filed several complaints with the jail for various treatment. He's alleging cruel and unusual punishment, that they're not treating him well in jail. So he's like a genuinely fucking insane person. And God willing, he will never get out. because it's just like, and it's this is the crazy thing. Why does it always get to this? Why do we have to wait fucking years and years and years for this guy to do the insane shit that he is before it happens? Like, he's just been in Florida being a fucking menace, suing people pro se. He ran for governor of Florida. There's a new thread for him, by the way, if you want to go find it in the Prospering Grounds. He's been doing all sorts of shit for fucking years, and we let it get this bad before the government finally fucking crushed him. Why do people like Liz Fong Jones and Russell Greer and Acer Thorne and Donny Long get to just run around and do whatever the fuck they want and ruin people's lives for decades before someone does something? The government needs like a dedicated pest control task force to just round people up like this and throw them in the and unplug them early, unplug themselves early. Understand, chat? Yeah. Fuck this guy. I can't wait for the body cam footage. We're gonna. They denied us. Hardin says that their denial is stupid and it's against the law. But as I mentioned, if you want to protest that kind of thing, you got to sue. So we don't want to sue them. We're gonna be nice and try to. Here's the thing about Hardin. Here's what I love about him. He has riz. He is a very polite, professional, and he has got like a little bit of a country. I think he's like from Kentucky, so he's got like a Kentucky country boy accent. He's got the riz. Negative riz. I talk to anybody about anything, and people immediately assume I'm a fucking weirdo, and they don't want anything to do with me, and they hate me right off the bat. It doesn't matter who it is. I got like -3 riz. Hardin's got like an 8 or a 9 riz. He's high up there. So if I ever need to talk to somebody, I just ask him to do it for me, because I know if I write a fucking email and I send it, whoever receives it is going to say, "Wow, fuck this asshole." But if he does it, then the door's open wide. So I don't know if that is like a skill you get in lawyer school. I don't fucking have it though. I don't like. I genuinely, I don't know what the fuck. I have no idea why people instinctively hate me when I start talking to them. But I'm very appreciative to have people around me that do have the riz, because I don't. Okay. So. We're going to ask just for the papers at first, in particular the jail petitions about his treatment in prison. And then hopefully, as the prosecution is underway, we can get body cam footage. But I'm a patient man, chat. I'm already planning. I'm planning my next 8 lawsuits. We're going to be suing the OCC. We're going to be suing the DOJ. We're going to be talking to Ojai County. We will get the body cam footage. We're going to get all the body cam footage. From now on, the government is going to be sending me body cam footage whenever they fucking come in. Okay, I'm the default. They just know. Don't even bother. Just send this guy the body cam footage. He'll want it. It's happening. I'm going to make it happen. Okay. Let's calm down a little bit. Let's watch some good old-fashioned LOL content, the kind of thing that you guys want to see. This is Cognitive Thought, a British retard married to a poo woman. He decided to epically own the Kiwi farms by reading his forum thread and making snide remarks about how dumb those Kiwi fags are. Let's see how that works out for him. He's a YouTube streamer. Just little important details. We open this.
He finally started reading it, and relatively nice section of the thread, and he's getting so mad. This is fucking hysterical. I would pay him a lot of money to read the whole thing, but I don't give money to pedos. Really, but you defend them a lot with Warski and stuff like that. And I guess we can't scroll down any further because they've decided that they're not going to allow me.
Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 seconds for this man to register that there is a homosexual bent over spreading his asshole, gaping his asshole on his screen. It doesn't even occur to him. It doesn't register in his brain that there is a gaped asshole on his screen. And that's his reaction speed. He should never be a pilot. I don't think they drive in the United Kingdom. I don't know why he has an American flag, but he should never drive because his reaction speed is not good enough, based off what I'm seeing here. Let's hear his reaction. I think he copes about other people posting buttholes. when somehow he doesn't even recognize this. Somehow his chat doesn't even notice this. Okay, let's hear him cope. Oh, I've muted this.
They're not going to allow me to read the thread without posting random disgusting shit on the thread. So what can we do? I tried to read the next page, but no, it's just arseholes and shit like that, and that's literally all it is. Arseholes and balls you went with, guys? Gosh. Big mad, says Richard Head, I know. I tried to be nice. Tried to. Cock seething over here while they sit there posting testicles to the thread.
I have never heard this guy talk without him sounding like he just got gaped by Kirk Johnson. He's always like the most pissy little man-child seething. And I don't, like, how do you live? How do you go day to day that angry at absolutely everything? How do you have no humor about anything that you observe? He just sounds like the most miserable fucking man in the world. And I guess he lives in a little shithole in England, so I guess that explains it.
Guess they got to stop me going through shit, right? Oh, they don't want me to read the thread. Clearly. Oof. Trying to get me banned on YouTube, guys? That's terrible. Why would you do that? I thought you don't like flaggers. What's going on, guys? Oh, what a...
Bro, you're the one showing buttholes on your fucking screen. Even I don't do that. I don't think I've ever shown a butthole on screen. Have I? Chad, I've been streaming for a couple years. Have I ever shown a butthole on screen? I don't think so. So, I don't know. I mean, it's an adult website, bro. You better be careful.
Sad people. A lot of sad people, but anyway, posting balls, that means you're gay, says Snibbles. I know. Why have you got a...
Posting balls? Did you not see the gaping anus? Did you not see the giant 6 centimeter dilated anus being spread? How the fuck? How do you not notice?
Why have you got pictures downloaded of bollocks and assholes, bro? Got to ask. Big gay, if you ask me. But hey, what do I expect? Probably why they're angry at me, because they're part of the LGBT. Who knows? Who knows? Call it one.
I never showed any starfishes. I don't know what you're referring to. I'm pretty sure. Why did you do that, by the way? Since PPP is here, why did you do that? What was the motivation? I'm trying to remember. If you don't, the starfish thing, that was during Stream.me, which is a very magical era. Stream.me era was probably the best era of the sector. It's a power move. Okay. Oh, I did. You're right. I showed the Nikocado avocado coin slot on stream. That did happen. I remember it was like a meme or something it was a meme that was in a spoiler, and I brought up the full-sized image, and the Nikocado coin slot was just a little bit off screen in the bottom preview thumbnails. That's true. Stream.me was the taste of freedom we'll never have. We will have it again, sir. It will happen again. I don't know, Rumble and Kick, Kick's a little bit, but Rumble is pretty good. It's just that the thing about Rumble, and this is one of the important things with Stream.me, was that Rumble is very, like, depersonalized. It wants to be like YouTube, so things are kind of broken up, and the homepage is mostly, like, really famous people. Stream.me was, like, completely open, and it was just, like, a group of insane people, and you could see each other. There was, like, a really strong sense of, like, community and competition. It was a very strange environment. And it was mostly brought on by the fact that the owners, which was, like, an ISP, this is how tragic this is. Stream.me was owned by like an ISP or like a data center, and they were like, hey, since we have all this bandwidth and shit anyways in computer space, we should host like a hosting service, and we'll do like a little competition. We'll give the top streamers like $1,000 in total every week for the best streams. And this like $500 a week thing caused absolute fucking pandemonium as people like fought Hunger Games style for it, myself included. It was definitely fun. It just shows you how much a little bit of free economic stimulus can go, chat. Cool. That's the cog butthole. This is Hassan Piker being epically owned, real quick. A little speedy, epically owned.
Try this shit out, Chicago style. Ask the lady. At the counter, what's the best thing?
Why is a grown man wearing a pearl necklace like a 50s housewife? Is this normal?
Destiny made you.
What a fucking loser. Ask the lady at the counter, what is the best thing?
Just casually. Destiny made you. Look at this. I hate Arabs. I'm just looking at him. Look at his stupid fucking face. Look at this stupid fucking face. Look at this man's dumb fuck look. He looks so fucking retarded. And his dumbass fucking face and his 50s pearl necklace. Fuck this guy. It's so crazy that he's like popular and people listen to him and respect what he has to say. Fucking irritating. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about in regards to Austin or Rekieta and Ralph. So the BossmanJack segment will be right the fuck now. It starts with the Ratatouille rats getting their way. We all knew that this was coming. It was inevitable. And the stated reason was slurs. So just to give you an idea, on Twitch, you are completely within your right to smoke crack-a-rooski, crack rock, get arrested, come back, stream Gamba. But if you call someone a faggot, you will be immediately super mega banned by Twitch Janny Trainies. So he called someone a faggot in the heat of the moment, and he got kicked out. So now he's on Discord, and I'm going to play this clip of him on Discord talking to his fans, and you might notice something about his behavior.
Oh, you want to, Deco? Here's what your mom and you and your mom were supposed to be here 30 minutes ago, bro. What's going on? I thought you were bringing the stash. You said you had the fire. I think you're a liar now. Why are you putting that in my chat, bro? I thought you an op. You an op? BTC tweaking? I am? Sammy, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Don't fucking subliminally try to diss me, you fucking moron. You fucking loser. You can go too. I know, right? I know. They do this all the time. They do it all the time, Chris. It's so fucked up, man. They act like they're cool, and then they fucking out of nowhere, they get their little pussy hurt or something. I don't get it, man. I don't understand what I've done. What have I done? They have no life. You don't, dude. You don't. You're watching me. You don't, dude. That's a fucking perfect answer, bro. They have nothing. No zip, nada, no life.
Dude, his bouncing, like the bouncing he's doing, is crazy. It makes me think, like, especially when he was twisted a different way and you couldn't see the chair, it kind of looked like he was like sitting on like a yoga ball and was kind of bouncing on it, but he's just like proper fucking tweaked.
Yet they want to act like I'm the one that does it. You're watching me. You're literally, quite literally, sitting there trying to talk shit about me, in front of everybody. And fucking you're talking, and you want to act like I'm fucking the one that has problems. Dude, you're fucking out there, bro. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking to. You got really fucking. Oh wow. Oh wow. Was he really talking about that? I saw that. Yeah. That's weird. And why would you continue to watch? You think that way? Why are you watching? I don't want no enemies, man. I'm just sitting here chilling.
Oh look, we got Dreidel Man. Hit the ball, pass the ball like Anne Frank. I'm fucking Dreidel Man, grape drink and shit. I just remembered how much I hate that guy. They pulled the plug on our boy Tupac, but yet Dreidel Man just walking about, going rah 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 rah, gargling cum in people's ears. It's so insulting. Anyways, my boy's looking rough, is all I gotta say. He's running out of streaming platforms. He's running out of Gamba sites. He had a big spurg out at chips.gg because he was losing money. Okay, oh my god, I didn't even mention this. He had a whale gift him $120,000 in cryptocurrency. Just fucking dropped 120 grand on him. Like, hey boss, I'm up fat. Here you go, champ. And it's like he's putting all this money into chips for whatever, even though he hates them and he's losing it all as he does. He lost like $30,000 in like a couple of dice rolls and shit. He lost it slower than usual, so I think his crack intake is a little bit lower. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Drop me $120,000. What the fuck? Why can't I have $120,000? Why do bad people get $120,000? There's shit I would do with that money. Just say no. I got vendettas to pursue. All right, I got sides of a mountain in Idaho to civilize. Why are we doing this? All right, so the Ralph thing. There's two parts to this. As I mentioned, we are bussin', and we're not just bussin', we're omnibussing. The Rekieta Omnibus is going to drop in Candy-Ojai County Court tomorrow. I think it's at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So things are heating up. And it was just going to be Rekieta and a couple of Kiwi fags. But at the last second, a hero stepped up. But before we get to his hero's journey, let's talk about some other minor mishaps that happened before. You are looking at, you will not know this because you can't see the address bar, but you are looking at the ralphretort.com. And I, as a humble systems administrator, know exactly what this page is. This is the WHMCS one-click deploy WordPress error page for hosted, managed hosting. So the cheapest of the cheap in terms of a website that you can get is a managed hosting platform like this, where they basically run a server, they put on WHMCS, and then you buy it, and the package deploys your WordPress blog. And it's called shared hosting because it's basically one server that has a bunch of different websites running on it, and you're competing with those other websites for resources, but it's super cheap. It's like $5 a month to get a website, and most importantly, it has zero technical know-how. You don't have to know anything about computers to get one of these set up. But the downside is when you have so many levels of abstraction and you're just on like a managed hosting service, they're usually pretty picky about their clients. Like if Mom's vegan cooking blog is on the same IP address, on the same server, they don't really want the anti-Jew drunk pigman on the other side of the server. So I'm actually shocked that this hasn't happened sooner. But somebody reported them and it got taken down. But this is interesting because one of the last things that happened before this was that I was actually browsing the ralphretort.com, and I was browsing the ralphretort.com because I had mentioned on the last stream that I remember that, and someone actually went out and did this. I remember that there was the Killstream roast of Dick Masterson, and I thought it would be really funny because if you didn't watch it, you can look this up just by searching on YouTube, Killstream roast of Dick Masterson. If you watch Dick's part of it, it is so bad, it genuinely feels like the joke is that Ralph is trying to hype him up and he's bombing it, like an Andy Kaufman skit at Ralph's expense. Or like a Sam Hyde thing. But no, he's just completely fucking it up. And I remember this, and I was thinking about it, and I said, I have a feeling, I had a thought that I think Dick was the first and only inductee into this Killstream Hall of Fame. So I archived this right before the site went down. Dick was the only person ever inducted into the Killstream Hall of Fame. Dick's performance was so bad, it broke the back of Ralph's ambitions to induce more people or induct more people into the Killstream Hall of Fame. He never reattempted it. He gave up completely after this. Dick will be the only person inducted into it ever because Ralph just completely gave up. Now that's a funny joke. Now he should just claim that was his intent. It was an Andy Kaufman skit at Ralph's expense. He just he wanted to ack and be the only person acking on this page forever. So there's some news, chat. As announced, Jim woke up this morning. Garbage cans knocked over. Something had eaten out of them, and there were hoof prints in the yard. Could it be? Could it be? Could the legends be true? Could Ralph be in Minneapolis, chat? So, I think, is this... Okay, here we go. Actually, this is where I want. Sorry, you have to listen at Ralph time. It's the dead air that you get to enjoy on the kill stream.
And then I'll also film and dox all these Kiwi Farms freaks as they come out of the courthouse. So that's another thing. I'll be posted. Now you can't. They won't let me take my phone into the courtroom. Anybody who's ever been to court knows that. So all these Kiwi Farms freaks who are flying in, I'll be able to film them and dox them as they go. Well, face dox them as they go in and out of the courthouse. So, because I'll be outside with a live stream going outside the courthouse before I go in. And then as we walk out, they'll give me my phone back and I'll turn it back on, film them. So, that's another consideration here. Let's see. Film the. Because they have no right to privacy attending a public court hearing anyway. So, Kiwi Farms filth as they're walking away, trying to cover their faces. I mean, I could walk up to their cars and film them. There's nothing stopping that. That's totally legal. It's not legal in Mexico, but it's legal in the United States.
Fuck you motherfuckers at Kiwi Farms, especially Josh Moon. If a saint step out of line, you have to stop.
So, Ralph promises to dox the Kiwi fags and intervene on behalf of Lord Nicholas Rekieta. He will defend the Balldo's honor. He will be there in the parking lot filming people. He will attend the omnibussin himself. The stakes are high, but if only he could attend. But alas, he teases, I'm thinking of flying into Minnesota and going to the omnibussin hearing for Rekieta Law, since KiwiFarms.net is sending his goons there. Oh, I didn't do it in the Ralph voice. Silly me. I'm thinking of flying to Minnesota and going to the omnibussin hearing for Rekieta Law, since Kiwi Farms is sending his goons there. Are people interested in that? Then he also replies to himself and says, I would also be able to film all the Kiwi Farms filth as they enter or leave the courtroom. Lamau, the gauntlet thrown. And in fact, a man did finance his flight to Minnesota. Someone just sent me $500 to make sure I'm at the Rekieta hearing. And then we have a note here from Michael Farrell. That's MICHAEL Michael Farrell. And it says, I do what I say I do, like supporting you, my king. Maybe you should go to Minnesota to cover Nick's hearing. If anyone can handle something like that, it's you. Not that. If not that, then do good coverage and tell Noel to fuck himself. Signed, Michael Farrell. So, Michael Farrell sent him $500 to go to Minnesota to dox those Kiwi fags. And Ralph proudly posted this fact on his public Twitter account to epically own everybody. And indeed, I am epically owned. Breaking, hold up. What is this? Okay, sure I play that. So it was on. People suspected that Ethan Ralph would be too fat and retarded to actually fly out of Mexico, considering that the last time he tried to fly out to Mexico, it was a horrific ordeal for him, and he lost his passport, as he would later reveal. But progress pictures did begin to take form. He posted pictures of himself eating, as he does, as a little truffle pig, hunting through the airports of Ciudad Mexico, eating whatever the fuck this is, and flicking off his own cell phone for whatever reason. He says, "Oh, it's real. I'm coming to Minnesota. I wonder of the Spurgs who have gotten so much joy out of trying Rekieta's life can even be bothered to find out where I am." And then people just immediately searched the sign in the back and found out that he was in the neighboring airport. He did not want to go to the Mexico City's main airport, Benito Juarez, because it was the hub for Aero Mexico or whatever. So he went to the smaller airport, and I think he flew out to Tijuana after that. So he, for whatever reason, he challenged people to find out what airport he was in, and it was easily done because there's a fucking message that says right there where he's at. He then began to live post videos of him yelling at me for some reason. So I would wake up and see that he had posted like another 4 videos. This is an example of this. The video playback has been paused due to a network error.
Josh Moon, you're a fucking pussy.
This dude, I don't think anyone talks about me as much as he does. It's just so weird.
You're not gonna show up in Minnesota because you're a fucking coward.
Because it's a long-ass fucking way to go to a procedural hearing, bro.
Guess who is gonna show up in Minnesota? Me! Without any donation or whatever. I was going regardless.
Without any donation? You mean like this $500 tip from Michael Farrell for the sole express purpose to take you to Minnesota? That one? Or is that the one that you're talking about?
Regardless of, your phantom theories here, I was going to this hearing regardless. You, on the other hand, have hired an 82-year-old lawyer who is way past his prime.
Okay, so to clarify, Ethan Ralph is so fucking stupid that he searched Matthew Hardin and found like a Harry Hardin in Texas who's 82. There are more than one Hardins in the universe, and he is fail doxed again. He just obsessively fail doxes people.
And basically, Biden level, intellect. He's 82 years old, actually. I looked him up. I know who he is. Rusty Hart. I know who he is.
How does this stupid fuck feed himself? Legit, how does he manage to feed himself? I mean, he's losing a lot of weight. Maybe he can't. Maybe the fucking holes in his brain are so bad he's just not eating anymore. But for real, how's this stupid fuck lift a spoon to his face?
Because, well, I know who everybody is. I keep up.
It's so funny because he's so wrong.
And so, I don't expect to see you at the hearing, but I will be at the hearing. And I will be outside the courthouse doing a live stream before the hearing. And then I'll turn in my phone like everybody else will have to before they go in. And then I'm going to come back out and document all these fucking freaks that you've sent to try to ruin Nick Rekieta, the one guy who tried to save your fucking career, who tried to save your site, and you have a grudge to break up his family, ruin his life. You are truly the biggest scumbag on the internet, honestly. You're involving kids, and you always have. You've involved my children as well. You're a piece of fucking shit. You are a piece of fucking shit. I will be in Minnesota.
Okay, so let me get this straight. If Rekieta, at any point, if I talk to anybody for any reason on the internet, if they then become a degenerate piece of shit, alcoholic, drug addict, who demolishes their own career, is then found in possession of a felony level of cocaine, and is found in neglect of their own children, and their own children test positive for cocaine, I am not allowed to say anything about it because 2+ years ago, we had a good repertoire on his stream. Is that what I'm getting from this? And it's just, I just can't, like, Ralph and Dick and Rekieta, they all have like this mental illness where they have a complete and total inability to accept any accountability for their own actions. It's always my fault. Literally, and I can't even say it's somebody else's fault. It's my fault. Me specifically. I'm the one ruining his life. I'm the one doing bad things because people are going to a public hearing, which he's also doing. Like, what is the fucking conflict? You're also going to this hearing. So why is it that other people going to this hearing, which would happen regardless of my involvement, because he's a public figure, why is that me trying to ruin his life? And how do you even have, like, I just don't, this is like the hole in the fucking brain issue with him. You, Ralph, published all the shit, everything that anybody knows about Ethan Ralph's children, because they're children and they cannot use a phone. 100% of everything known about the children, he posted to the internet. And it's our fault. Again, it's our fault for knowing shit that he posted to the fucking internet. Children, teenagers learn accountability for this kind of stuff in regards to the internet. But not Ralph, not Rekieta, not Dick, not Vito the Pedo. For whatever reason, it's my fucking fault that they say what they say and they post what they post. I just don't get it. So that's him in Tijuana. And I thought I had something else too. Let me check real quick. He did arrive. I'm going to skip through. I'm going to try to find it. I'm pretty sure he arrived in Minneapolis by now. He said in one of his... I can't... Really, bro? Okay, give me 1 second. I hate fucking computers. Let me find the post where he's in Minneapolis. Spoiler alert. That's what Jim was hinting at. He had heard. The Battle of Jim's Driveway is very real. It's coming. Because if he go, what's going to happen is that Ralph is now like stuck in Minnesota, the most boring fucking state in the entire country. And he's going to be like, well, what do? I have to pretend that this is a cool thing. So he's going to go to Minneapolis. He's going to go to like a gastropub. He's going to eat like a burger and be like, imagine eating this good. And then he'll go to... should I do it? If I say the words, I bet you that bish, fat faggot, pussy motherfucker won't go to Jim's driveway. You know he's going. You know if I say those words, he's going. And I have to be careful about what I say about Medicare. If he does show up and like somehow kills Jim through like germification of his surrounding area, I will never live that down. I will always be the man who murdered Jim. Even if it's Ralph that went to the house and got him sick, I would be held personally accountable for that. He won't go to Jim's driveway. Look, if I know anything about Ethan Oliver Ralph, it's that he is a spineless bish cuckold pussy that lost both of his children because he just ain't man enough to fill a grown man's shoes. He ain't man enough to do what needs to be done. That bish motherfucker, Ethan Ralph, would never, and I mean never, in a million years, the earth could spin round and round millions of times, and Ethan Ralph would never in that length of time find what it takes to summon the courage to show up on Jim Medica's driveway and topple over that fucking inflatable skeleton thing he's got in his front yard. Never in a million years would Ethan Ralph have the temerity, the character to do such a thing, chat. Okay, I think that this is the latest video.
Whoa, I'm looking too dapper today. I mean, my goodness. Wow, look at that. The curl, man. I can never kill.
You look like a pig. You are literally you look like a 65-year-old pig. Pink, slit eyes, old. This man right here, if I've ever seen a man too old to go to Jim Medica's driveway, it would be this little piglet son of a bitch right in front of me.
That Ralph curl, no matter what the fuck I do. I know one motherfucker that won't be leaving his house the next 2-3 days, and that's Fake Cancer Man. He's cowered down in his anime dungeon. Even though mere miles separate us, he's cowered down like the bitch that he is. I'm hoping Wait,
he's asking a cripple to leave his house to come confront him? Motherfucker, we can turn that around right on you. You're the one you could walk. If you're in Minneapolis, you could probably take a bus to get to him in 5 minutes. Why does he gotta roll his ass out of the fucking house to meet you? He doesn't want to meet you, motherfucker. Dumbass. What the fuck?
He's really in pain. I doubt it though. Seems like kayfabe Cancer Man. That might be the one I finally hit on. Actually, was kayfabe Cancer Man. But regardless, I'm gonna see you at the Rekieta hearing tomorrow, bright and early. You better be bright and early to beat the Ralph about, because I plan on being there before anybody.
Why does he look like that? Look at his eyes.
Because I plan on being there before anybody.
He looks so uncertain of himself, so scared and primitive. Like he lacks confidence in what he says. I don't think this old drunk can do it. I think this old fat man can't even walk the distance to Jim's driveway to topple over the skeleton inflation thingy that he has set up. Just don't think so. Don't think he can do it. Piggly, how's that thing go? This little piggy went to the market. This little piggy... Oh, God, how's it go? This little piggy didn't go to Jim's driveway. This little piggy went wee, 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 all the way back to Merida. All right. The hearing is going to be long. This is the thing. It's not an exciting hearing. The omnibusin hearing is a litigation technical thing. So it depends on the venue, but Minnesota's is actually pretty comprehensive. It's basically a all-in-one big deal. That's why it's called an omnibusin hearing. So we omnibusin at the omnibus, and the omnibus is basically, if you want to raise almost any pre-trial motion to dismiss evidence, to petition, basically anything before the actual trial is set, you have to do it before the omnibusin, and then during the omnibusin, then it's actually decided upon, and the context of the trial, or if you're going to accept a plea deal, is set in stone. So it's a big deal. A lot's going to happen. Basically, everything before the actual trial is set, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. But it's going to be quite long, and even though a lot's happening, it's boring. It's a very technical thing. So if you're going there expecting like a Broadway musical or something, you're out of luck. I made a post explaining to people what I expect of them. And I've basically explained that, Ralph is going there and he's threatened to show up with a knife. Someone said that they were going to go to the courthouse and give Ralph a wedgie. And this pissed Ralph off so much because he's so insecure that he stated bluntly that he would have a knife on him in the parking lot. So he's threatening to come to the courthouse with a knife. So I've told people, look, I want to explain this to you guys as if you're children. And I know that I don't think anybody intended to do otherwise, but avoid confrontation. Don't talk to Ralph. Don't talk to Rekieta. You're not the main character here today. If you want attention, take fucking notes, because that's what people want to see. Don't expect a Broadway musical. It's not going to be a movie. It's not an action flick. You're going to be sitting on a bench, listening to a bunch of lawyers talk to each other about pretrial motions. You have to have patience. You have to have attention, because you're going to be watching people and you're going to be taking notes about stuff that isn't going to show up in the transcript. And while they're there, one of them is going to request the expedited transcript. I think they've already put in for the expedited transcript, so we may be able to get a copy of the transcript the same day, or usually it can take months, so we're going to request that they hurry it the fuck up for us. But that will include all the minutes, the actual conversations that take place in the court. Then we can look over that. But the people there are mostly there to witness things that won't be in the transcript. And so, like 12 people are showing up. And I also said, you got to be gray men. You can't show up with like, don't look weird, groom, bathe, dress reasonably. You should be indistinguishable from the congregation members from Rekieta's church, his extended family, like people in his family are going to show up. So you should not look out of place in that group of people. And hopefully that's obvious, but here's the real thing is that you are going to don't be black. There's a very real situation if you're going to attend this hearing that you're going to get through, you're going to check in your phone, you're going to go up there, you're going to have a pen and paper, and you're going to have several hours of lawyers talking to each other. And you might end up on a bench next to Ethan Ralph, who got stank ass, who wears cheap ass fucking cologne, eau de gunt. He probably wears too much cheap ass fucking cologne too, and he doesn't wear underwear. So you might be sitting next to Ralph, and Ralph is of course going to be bored. He's going to be sharting his pants. He might doze off on you. He might like fall asleep on your shoulder. And start like snoring because he's an alcoholic pill popper with holes in his brain. So you got to be ready for an uncomfortable couple hours on the bench. Okay. So I tried to set expectations really low. Like a lot of people want to do this, and it's like, okay, great, but don't fuck this up for me. Because remember, I'm trying to get things done. And I expect everybody to be respectful and nobody be stupid because we're trying to get the body cam footage. We're trying to, we're literally intervening in the criminal case to try and get media access. So be good. Or else I'll feed you to Ralph. They'll never find your body. Will Ralph be sober? Bro, the funniest fucking thing. And here's the other thing, by the way, is that I mean, since we're on the Ralph thing and we're not talking about Rekieta yet. I mean, Ralph is going to be bored. Like, he's going to get, like, his hour hollering on the, in the parking lot and stuff. He's going to be, like, harassing random people because he probably doesn't know who's, like, a parishioner and who's, like, Rekieta's family. So he's just going to be harassing people. And he's not going to accomplish anything. Like, he's too much of a bish to show up on Jim's driveway. He's not going to, like, confront any of the officers and be like, I know that you violated Kayla's Sixth Amendment. You're not going to, like, he's not going to confront them and say, like, I know that, you put the cocaine in. Like, he's not going to have the audacity. He's just going to harass, like, people that he thinks might be forum members, but he's not going to actually, like, confront any of the sheriffs or county witnesses or anything. Because he's too fat and retarded shit. And he's never going to show up at Jim's driveway either. All right, there's that. Okay, now we're in the Balldo proper. We've prepped. Everybody's prepped regarding the Ralph situation. Now let's see how Deb Balldo is actually holding up. This is the only excerpt of. Oh, I can't because it's the wrong file format. This fucker encoded this shit in a non-free audio format that I can't play, chat. Imagine using non-free software to encode your fucking videos, chat. Unbelievable. All right, this will be the only clip from the Balldo and Juju had a little cope and sneed session, and Dax Herrera could not possibly give less of a fuck. I've never seen someone so disinterested in a conversation, and he's so hard to listen to that I just kind of didn't listen. But this one clip is funny, so I'll play this.
Frederick Little says, hope Drex can come back soon on a show. Well, Drex has to stop being retarded if he wants to come back on a show.
Oh, really?
He, like, decided somewhere that I lied to him about something that is nebulous and will not talk to me, apparently.
Oh, fuck.
And it's like, dude... So I don't even know what he thinks I lied to him about. Not sure, but it's like, okay, well, all
now
right.
He's just like in his like emotions. It's too much.
Guess.
Though.
I don't know.
It's too much. Like you're really kind of put on the spot being your friend during all this. It's too much. Maybe afterwards he'll come around.
We'll see. I don't know. It's like, I wish he'd just like, if he just talked to me, I could probably clear up whatever he thinks. Like, I get it. I get it. If he thinks that that I like said something that was not true to him, it's not, that didn't happen. But
okay, so just a little background on Drexel. Drexel is a would-be confidence man. He is someone who considers himself a red pillar. He considers himself a ladies' man. He tells stories about how a girl he met when she was 13, and he waited until and took to Disney World and bought Mickey Mouse ears and waited for her to be grown so that he could introduce her to a hardcore BDSM lifestyle. He tells stories like that. And he's a childhood friend of Rekieta. I think they've known each other for forever. And at some point, probably in regards to either being in an open marriage or him doing cocaine or him keeping... Like, Drex probably confronted him and said, "Hey, yo, white boy, you keeping them drugs away from them kids, nigga?" And he was like, "Yeah, of course, man. Of course I'm doing that. I'm doing everything responsible." And then the charges drop, the evidence drops, and it's obvious that he's been behaving recklessly. And I'm sure that's probably something along the lines. And then Drex probably just cut him off and said, "Look, you fucking lied to me. You disrespected me. We're childhood friends, and you lied to my fucking face. I don't want anything to do with you anymore." And he cut him off. And it's like, now Rekieta feigns ignorance. I have no idea what nebulous concept regarding... And this is like narcissistic manipulation bullshit. Because when you cut off a narc like this, and you just tell him, "Go fuck yourself, I don't want to talk to you anymore," well, he has to like try and trick you into talking to him. And I'll actually just show you. I didn't intend to show this, but I'll show you this on screen. There's something I want to show you. And when I posted this on the Kiwi Farms, I immediately got another shower text. And immediately, and this is what happened. This is the gist of it. He messages me immediately, shows me a screenshot of my post, and then says, "Oh, someone has literally no idea what stage of the case he's at and literally doesn't understand the case or the legal reasoning. Also, you didn't block me. Oh no, Kiwi bros." So during the last conversation, I said, I might block him. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And then he comes out and says, "Oh, you didn't block me." I said, "As I've stated, I have nothing to gain from talking to you, and you are actively hostile towards me. I will no longer respond to you, and I will not post messages on your behalf. If you want to write me so I can read your messages and champion that as a big win, go for it." So if he feels vindicated just having little read marks next to my messages or his messages, go for it. I'm not going to stop him, but I'm not going to engage with him. He posts half of the conversation. There's another message after this that I wrote him. And I'll tell you what it is. I just said peace with the little peace sign to be snarky. And then he wrote me like 3 or 4 other messages. And this is a great example of what I mean, because he posts this. And the reason why he posts that is because he wants me to follow that up and post the other half of him chimping out at me. Or he wants me to correct this like I did when I said, like, as I said last stream, I was thinking of blocking him. But it's like when you cut off the narc, he wants to lie and force you to address it so that contact is made again. And he's doing the same thing with Drexel. Like, Drexel cut him off. He said, "Hey, nigga, you lied to my face, bish." And he cuts him off. And he says, "Well, actually, I didn't lie at all." And if I did lie, he does not even man enough to tell me what I'm lying to him about. And he's trying to get Drexel to message him back like, "You know what you fucking lied about. I remember I asked you straight to your fucking face. I said this, and you said that to me. And then this happens, motherfucker. You fucking lie." Because that gets the contact going again. So he's just going to be like a little passive-aggressive dickhole to try and get contact going. Because that's his personality type, because he's this fucking retard. Drexel dropping is like a really big deal, and I didn't expect that, because again they're like ride or die. They've been together for a long time as friends, maybe even more than friends. So this is what I posted that got his attention. Okay, actually I can tell you this as this loads. I can tell you this. Last stream, I made a prediction and I'm wrong. So I'm wrong at the very last second. I believed that Kayla Rekieta was going to take a plea deal and then confess to the possession. And then after that, Kayla, both Nick Rekieta and April would then point to her confession and say, there's your culprit. She confessed. It was her cocaine. We didn't do anything. And that kind of position is really hard for the state to argue against because they do have a conviction. And they might be able to walk. They might be able to drop the charges. And if they went to trial and lost, and they very well could have because of Kayla's confession, because she would then take the stand on Nick's defense and say, yeah, it was my cocaine. Nick only drank. He didn't even know I was doing cocaine. He's an innocent good boy. He didn't do nothing. Then if the jury was sworn in and then the charges were dropped, or he was in any way let go, or if he was acquitted because of Kayla's confession and testimony in his defense, he would be protected from double jeopardy. So he would then walk from the courthouse and then go, I told you, Kiwi fags. Wait, it's the Ralph voice. I told you. You just had to listen to me. I told you the entire time. And then he could even say, like, look, we lied. Kayla lied to protect her family. She took the probation to protect me. Look, because in her position, because she took the guilty plea, she couldn't then say that she lied, because then they could revoke her plea and charge her. Nick could, though, because he had double jeopardy protections. He could then say, she lied. It was Aaron's coke the entire time. The warrant was, but we pulled off this stunt to just get the government off our dicks. But we knew we worked with the government to resolve this, and it's resolved. It was Aaron's coke. We didn't do any coke. The children weren't endangered. Yada yada yada. And he could just say, like, look, I outplayed everybody. I'm the best lawyer in the world. 2 years probation for Kayla, and everything's as good as gold. That did not come to fruition. And it didn't come to fruition, literally the deadline for former filings. Because as I mentioned, the really suspicious thing that got me thinking that's what they were going to do is that Kayla hadn't entered any appearance. She hadn't entered any appearance at all in the case. So, as I mentioned, the omnibussing is a big deal. You got to be bussing before the omnibussing, or you're fucked. You haven't entered in anything. You're going to trial, and you didn't, you didn't try to do anything to set up the trial in your favor. It's a big deal not to have an attorney before the omnibus hearing. So I just assumed that she would represent pro se, take the deal, take the fall, testify in Nick's defense and April's defense, and then they would all walk, skipping off into the sunset, decrying how they triumphed over the corrupt government, trying to fuck them over. But then, Kayla got an attorney. And immediately, and by the way, this is not just an attorney. Maggie Kluver is the prosecuting attorney who still runs a private practice in the adjacent county called Big Stone County, which is a very confusing name because Big Stone Gap is a district in Virginia where Melinda Leigh Scott was suing me. In Big Stone County, Minnesota, Maggie Kluver is the prosecuting attorney who runs a private practice, and she's like a girl boss, like attorney, runs her own business type thing. Like, she's a pretty impressive person. And she's representing Kayla, which it's not like a public defender. This is like a real attorney. And it was entered the last second, and she asked for a continuance. And so now we have a situation where when the continuance was asked for, we thought, oh, fuck, is the omnibussing canceled? Because they're being tried together, and they're omnibussing together originally. But then Kayla asked for a continuance, and originally we thought maybe the judge might grant a continuance to both of them so they can continue to be heard together, but that didn't happen. Kayla now has a separate omnibus hearing from Nick. So this might be an indication that Kayla is unhappy with whatever they were planning before. Like, why wait to the very last second to retain your wife's counsel? And if you're going to be, I guess you need a different attorney than White, but it's like, what's the plan here? Why wait? And if it's not like there's problems in heaven or whatever, there's a problem between the relationship, it might be money issues, because this is the other thing that happened, and this is what got him to shower text me. Nick is selling his second home. So his property is quite large, and it contained a 7-acre, 6,600 square foot adjoined property that was like a dug in. You can see it's like dug in. It's weird. I guess because it's Minnesota, it gets so cold. It's like literally dug into the ground. But this house is up for sale, and this is the house, and we can tell that April Imholte, or April Anderson Nee Imholte, lives here because there's actually a picture of the entryway, and we literally have a picture of April wearing this sweater that's hung up on the curtain rod here. And what's really, really weird about this, by the way, is let's take a look at this picture. Trouble in Paradise. That's what I meant, not Problems in Heaven. Sorry, you know how my brain works. Okay, this picture wants to fucking load, which it may not. I'm not sure why everything is so slow today. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's take a look at this. Computer, enhance. To the right, computer. Enhance further. Computer, analyze this footage. Josh, this appears to be all the bottles of alcohol that Rekieta claimed he poured out after his arrest. Thank you, computer. That's exactly what I thought. So he lied to his audience straight to their fucking face and said we poured out all of our alcohol and I'm living clean now. He literally just took a big like bear hugged his entire cabinet of alcohol and duck waddled over to the neighboring house a couple of acres away and dropped this shit on the writing desk in the kitchen. It's like, oh. There we go. And then the CPS arrives at the house and investigates and says, well, I guess he did get rid of all the alcohol. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. It's in the next house where April still lives. It's where he goes to bang his hot wife. I wonder why he's pissing hot for alcohol, Chet. Could it be that there's still alcohol in the second home? It would have behooved him to clean this, especially because we're looking at this and, oh, he didn't pick the bathroom pictures. Where are the bathroom pictures at? Give me a second. Hopefully someone's got the bathroom pictures. Those are important. How the fuck are you going to post these pictures? Oh, this guy got it. It's $450,000, 7 acres, 660 square feet, by the way. The only problem is the neighbors, and also there might be an issue with the plumbing. If I can find this fucking picture. How long did it take for people to look at this and find the fucking bathroom photos? A lot of this, by the way, is just talking about one of the things that Rekieta has filed in his omnibus hearing is that he is contesting the quality of evidence by the attorney. This is the actual video that was included as a link, and this is an archive from Backwards Internet, and this is the one that shows his nose. It has like a bit of cocaine on it, but I have both a personal copy of the stream where he has cocaine on, and I also have a Kiwi Farms archive of it as well, and it's still live on Odyssey. And it still has the coke nose. So him claiming that the evidence, the probable cause is bad because the stream that he watched is this re-upload. They're literally saying that this is digitally altered to include the coke on his nose. Let me show you the coke on the nose. It's after his break. He takes this little break right here. This is when he does coke. And when he comes back in certain lights, I think right here, you can see it because of the contrast with the mustache better. There's a little speck of cocaine right there. That's not on his nose. Very obviously not on his nose before the break. Where the fuck is that bathroom photo? I'm going crazy. I don't know if my site is slow. It could be my site, chat. I'm going to be real with you. I'm afraid if I change my my VPN, I may never recover my connection, chat. I wonder if it would just be faster to open the Zillow listing. I don't want to show the address on screen too prominently. That was the issue. Dude, I know. Imagine wasting all that coke. You know, Camelot said, and I think he walked this back after he said it, I think he was implying that Rekieta was spending upwards of $20,000 a month on cocaine. Isn't that fucking nuts? Sean says that the motion to dismiss that Rekieta filed is embarrassing. I've heard concurring opinions from this, by the way. There's no way that my fucking site... It must be my VPN, I think. Because my site is base and fast, chat. I'm telling you right now, this stream does not end until I get the bathroom photo. This is retarded. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna send myself the Zillow listing, I think. Okay, I got it. Hold up. I'm bringing it up now, chat. So imagine this, right? Imagine that your wife is leaving you. Imagine that she demands her own attorney. Imagine that the attorney that she wants is a girl boss from the next door county, Big Stone County. And you have to sell your hot wife's personal 6,600 square foot, 6-bedroom home. And you really don't want that house to sell because your wife is a bitch and fuck her. What would you do in that situation? Would you A, thoroughly clean the home that you're selling so that it sells? Or would you B, put this on the internet knowing that the Kiwi fags would see it and make fun of you? It's a very tough decision. Do you let that bitch wife pay for her attorney, or do you let the Kiwi fags laugh? You're in what's called, in chess terminology, in German, a Zugzwang. I think that's how you say that. Zugzwang. A compulsion to move. Neither move benefits you, but you must move. And so you decide that scorning your bitch wife and making sure that house doesn't sell in a timely manner is the appropriate move, because every second that you don't sell it, your hot wife April is next door with the alcohol and you get to bang her. We believe, the bright minds of the Kiwi farms believe, that what you're looking at is a iron oxide, is rust. And it's either that the well dug on this land is iron water, which means that it oxidizes and will deposit rust into literally everything. Or they have rust, they have iron pipes, and the rust is coming from their plumbing. Neither of those are attractive to buyers. I think the iron pipes are probably the worst option. From what I understand, no, Josh, it's poop. Okay. Das ist schmutzig. Ja. Hard water deposits. It's piss stains. Silent Hill. It does look like Silent Hill. A lot of people said this. Other people have suggested that this is where April does her spray tan, which I mean, you would expect like a silhouette or something. Does April like Donald Trump herself? Is this Donald Trump's restroom where he puts on his spray tan? Is it actually spray tan? Is April doing this? Is this? You got to be fucking kidding me. April sprays there. There's no way. No way it's on the nozzle of the shower head. Yeah, I think that this is rust. It looks just like rust. There's no Listen, I've seen pictures of April. She doesn't look like fucking Trump, okay? She's not walking around rust colored. It's not a spray tan booth. That's definitely water from the shower. Okay, chat's trolling me again. Unbelievable. So last second also, by the way, the Nick Rekieta is asking for, and this almost gave me a brain aneurysm. We've discussed Officer Pomplin because Robert Barnes has accused Officer Pomplin of having a personal vendetta against Nick Rekieta, which is why he was the one who asked for the warrant. Barnes directly accused him of malfeasance. And then the other person that Rekieta has subpoenaed to testify during the omnibussing hearing is a guy called Robert Bronis. Let me spell this out for you guys on the screen so that my utter fucking confusion upon trying to understand this information can be made clear. Robert Bronis, a sheriff of Ojai County, not to be confused with Robert Barnes, the person who accused Pomplin of lying to acquire a search warrant. Are we understanding? Pomplin, Bronis, sheriffs. Robert Barnes, shyster. Okay? Have we made clear? When I read the Robert Bronis, I'm like, what? Number one, why is he calling Barnes in to testify? Number two, why did he spell his name so wrong? It was very confusing, chat. And I think that's it. Until the battle of Ojai County Court is settled, we will not know more. Ethan Ralph poised to strike. A dozen plus Kiwis gray manning it up, preparing to make a multi-hour-long drive to an obscure south central Minnesota courthouse. Nick Rekieta probably shower texting me as I fucking speak. I'm assuming that if I check my phone, I have a signal notification. Everybody else laughing. The body cam footage not claimed. Montagraph owed $300. It's like Game of Thrones. Every character here has complex intertwining web of motivations and potential strike points that could ignite at any second. What will happen tomorrow? Chat. I don't know. Aaron, by the way, Aaron Imholte, not to be confused with April Anderson, nee Imholte, he violated a court order to not contact his ex-wife, which is the one before April, and he just took a plea deal. So he will pay $135, and he's sentenced to 90 days in jail, but it stayed. So if he manages not to fuck up for a full year, he will not be going to jail. There might be a mugshot, by the way. I don't know if anyone has the gumption to actually go out and find that mugshot, but it's out there. As part of pleading guilty, Aaron described his violation as on a blogcast I host, I mentioned and criticized the person who had the protection order against me. Said he made jokes which he was not proud of. Stated he was not in the same mindset today as he was then, and the relationship between him and the victim was better than before, and that he had took responsibility for his actions. When he left the court, he thanked the judge. So there he is, our big boy. The man who Nick Rekieta's wife is supposedly madly in love with. Now that is the face of pain. That's just a really unflattering photo. I don't know what's going on there. That's a that's a face of a Balldo that's pinching a little bit. All right. And I think that's it for all the Rekieta stuff. Now, I have one extra thing. This is another thing that I'm going in blind on, okay? But it was very popular the last time I did it, so maybe this one will be fun as well. Many streams ago, on the fly, I played a video of a man named Dion, who was a self-harmer survivor that was some many weeks clean of self-harm. And for us, to entertain us, he would cook one of his delicious Butta Dawgs, the dog with the butter on it. Not to be confused with the Butta Dawg, the dog with the butter on him. Okay? It's a little bit different. You gotta pay attention to the nuance. Well, he really wants to be famous, so any talking I do about him will, of course, be appreciated. However, his quest for fame and success on the internet is not going too well. He has supposedly lost his house, and he claims that the responsibility of his inability to meet his bill payments falls squarely on the shoulders of his audience, who did not support him enough to enable him to make a more financially successful career out of his YouTube vlogging and Butta Dawgs making. So, I will play some of these clips, and then I'll round it up, and we'll do the super chats. Probably about 5 minutes of audio. Let's take a listen.
Well, saying I miss the dogs all the time. Well, that's in the other house though, and that's when I'm about to do videos of them now. Because I don't know how I'm gonna help you now. I fucking failed. Yeah, that happens. Well, not like this. Yes, a lot of people lose that. Luckily for you. If I was some damn celebrity, we wouldn't be going through this right now. Luckily for you, we have another place to go. God, a lot of people don't have other places. Man, people don't know how much power celebrities have. I gotta be one so that I could get our own house back.
I guess that's his mom. It's not very clear. I think he lived with his mom, so I guess they're both losing their house.
Anything that looks like bug eggs or seeing bugs on it, throw it away. Anything.
I'll speed it up a little bit.
So I'll be up another half hour, so talk to me.
Wait, I don't want to get rid of my sheets, though. They're all clean.
And just remember what I told you. Clothes, plastic bag. Any clothing, plastic bag. Hangers, separate plastic bag. Photos, box. Paperwork, box. Throw away that chair.
Why is this guy telling? Why is this guy? Why is he telling him to throw away his sheets?
No, wait, how's there? I don't see any.
Politics. Okay. All right. Thanks.
How do you know there's bugs on it? I didn't see any when I was.
Sure they are.
But Mama.
Everybody's living furniture.
No, it is his mom.
I'm not bringing that damn thing over here. I'm not taking no chances. I'm getting new recliners anyway.
So I guess their house is infested with roaches, and she's telling him like, throw out any sheets that you have that have roaches on them because I don't want to bring roaches to the next house that we're gonna move to. And he's like, no, I want my roach friends to come with me.
I like that. I like the recliner.
I'm getting enough.
Did it have one exactly like that?
I don't like that. No, it'd be cloth.
Bro, I'm sorry. There's no way I can make another stream after this. I'm going to fucking bed after this. And I told PPP, I said, you know, I'm not against the idea of playing with DSP, but like, I am proper fucking crashing after this.
You'll like it once I picked out. One's a big one for living room, and the other one's small for bedroom. I'll get one for you and get bedroom. Okay.
I'm just gonna miss my neighborhood because
come walk over there.
God, I'm sorry if I could self-harm or get locked up in a mental facility again. I don't fucking care.
That may end up happening.
Well, Mama, I lost everything. I lost how kind of people were to me.
You would have got a job.
No, it's that fucking bitch. That's Caribbean's fault. I'm doing a live stream of this. I wish.
She said, get a job. He's like, no, I want to be internet famous. And then the dog starts barking at him. Get a job, Dion, dog says. Butta Dawgs says, get a job.
Well, I'm sad. I lost that place.
I know that. I tried to keep it as long as I could.
It was my mistake just because people think I'm needy. It was my fault.
Let's see. Dion the doctor sounds funny.
I never even liked her that much. I did. I didn't even try to give me eye contact when she answers call. Like, no, just go inside your fucking room. Don't even talk to me. I exposed her face online. I did. Secretly. Without her knowing it. Because she should be living over in our house in the first place. It's our house. Same over there, too. It's really quiet. I'm going to miss her neighbor next door, too. Because I'm miss her too.
Dude, if I lived next to these fucking dogs that never shut the fuck up, I would lose my fucking mind.
God, what's the one eye contact? What did I say something in the live stream? Oh, she gets COVID so badly. And her kids were weak, like, oh, my mother's dead. Yeah, she deserves to be dead. She's a dead piece of fucking Caribbean flesh. But what she did. Okay, that's fat ass. No wonder she is so fucking obese. And the other thing is, my mom had to clean up after them. She always wanted to leave food around. She complains that, oh, I want to waste food. I had to pick up that damn heavy sack of potatoes. It was growing fungus on it. And there's flies over the damn house. Yeah, they complain about it? I'm thinking you're a grown-ass fucking woman. You're black, aren't you? Shouldn't you be fucking clean, or you want to be like a fucking monkey then?
What?
Well, I have to at least have to trust somehow. I feel naked. I feel like I'm losing human rights. I miss walking in a certain time of the night.
Walking at a certain time of the night is a human right? Who is he? I wonder if he's complaining about his mom making him do chores and calling her a monkey, or somebody else. He also recommends Caribbean hobo, so I'll listen to this.
Can I totally like leave the bed? Can I just like be here for like one more night then? Mama. God, I want to fucking rip that woman's head off. No, I not literally want to rip her. Like, I wish I.
So I guess the homeowner is a black woman.
Criminal. It's a
And he's calling her a monkey, even though he's black.
I'm thinking about screenshotting her face and telling everyone she's the worst mother. Do not support her. Her kids doesn't do anything. Her kids are ungrateful and they smell.
Let's see what kids are. It's not the kids' fault. It's hers. It's hers.
Yes, you the one that cried? Yeah, I'm the one that's crying here because you fucking ruined my life. Man, they could have been grateful that they had a roof under their head. Yeah, she says too hot. Well, it's either that or be on the damn streets like a fucking ass Caribbean hobo. No wonder Caribbean people are fucking awful people. No wonder they lost their fucking ass to the hurricane, little pieces of shit.
No, child, it is you who deserves to be struck by hurricanes. Enjoy homelessness. Okay, I see that the nice lady who gave them a place to stay has been rewarded richly for her service, and she will be doxxed and her children will be harassed for it. Okay, great. Let's flip over to the green mode, and the next time we talk, chat, if you're going to bow out now, even though the Super Chat segment's very funny, of course, the next time we chat, it will be after the Battle of Jim's Driveway, potentially. Maybe just the Candy Ohio County Court, but maybe also Jim's Driveway. That pussy, Ethan Ralph, has the testicular fortitude to show up there. Okay. Kiwi Friend for One says, once again, Joshua Moon cannot stop being a faggot. Here at the Keel stream, we're never late and gay, not even tardy and retardy. No, Ralph and males are always on time, unlike some. Love you. I think the last bit's a bit weird, bro. Good Luck 7 for 5 says, a few weeks ago, I pissed and moaned about I'm pissed and moaned about training ESL dudes a hazardous job. Last Friday until now, I was training Americans the same job, and they're even more retarded. Eugenics isn't a bad idea. When you say Americans, do you mean white people? Because I doubt it, bro. Lalanthia for 10 says, thanks as always, Josh, for the content. Always appreciate you talking about the capital I internet. Of course. I will continue until I drop. Thank you. Haramburger for 2 says, Sassy Null wants to go over and stream late, but Officer Null does not. Oops, pardon my flatulence. Punt them a harder hubby. Oh, I forgot the hubby part. I definitely suggest watching the whole body cam footage if you're curious. Cole for 3 says, please read verse 2. Okay, bro. And understand with the heart, as he has created and given to men the power of comprehending the word of understanding, so has he created and given to me the power of reproving the watchers, the offspring of heaven. I have written your petition, and in my vision it has been shown me that what you request will not be granted, so will be granted you as long as the world endures. So I guess his request is denied. Porglac for 5 says, hey buddy, can you roll my dude stats? Give me good ones. And then there is a website called statroller.com. And I guess I will roll your dude stats for you. There you go. I'll do it one more time just in case. Maybe one more time. It doesn't let me. No more rerolls. This is what you get, bro. Sorry. I hope that's sufficient for your purposes. Purple Teriyaki, for one, says, sorry, it's only $1, Josh. I got drunk and spent all my money on 2 connecting flights 24 hours apart. Couldn't even afford a hotel room in between. That sounds like a pain in the ass, bro. Sorry about that. Space Allen, for 20, says, Ham Jam. Thank you, Space Allen. I appreciate it. Kiwi Friend, for one, says, hey, Jersh, glad to see you again. I hope you know my dog likes to sleep through your streams. Congrats on helping her snooze. And then there is a tiny link, and there's a picture of this guy's dog, and he sends this in a lot. It's like a poodle or something. It's also a Discord link. Why are you trying to send me Discord links, bro? Nice try. D. Karcher, for one, says, he can't keep getting away with it. And then there is a X link. It's very good. It's a video. It's $10 to watch a video, though, bro. I can't, literally, if I watched the video for every single super chat, I would never be able to get through these. Pirate Mark 420 for 10 says, a friend sent me this. They can't keep getting away with it. And there is, I mean, bro, I hate to break it to you, but I do have autoplay off. I'm sorry. Nice try, though. Humble Guardsman for one says, Josh, what is your favorite SS division? The Latvian one. They got the banger tunes. Here, there we go. Everyone. I don't know how to spell that, so I hope you saw it when I played it. It is a great song. 14 Branchland for 10 says, DSP Outlast Another. I do not know who that's in response to. Oh, the tranny, I guess. Yeah, I guess he does. Giga Cake for 3 says, it has been 428 days since anyone claims to have seen Mama JF. She's so fucking dead, and I think What's-His-Face got away with it. He's lucky that he murdered somebody that he could kill without any sign of a struggle at his house, and that nobody noticed because she was mentally disabled, and in a country that's full of incompetence. Tetrabacks for 5 says, Dragon Ball ripped off Wukong. I mean, how many things produced in the West ripped off Zeus or Hercules or Poseidon? You know, it's the same exact thing. Wukong is just one of their myths. Judy Tester for 2 says, alternative to the dog, and then there is a link. This appears to be a butterfish, a fish with the butter in them. Actually, it's a slug. It's a slug. Ew, that's fucking gross. I bet you that's Japanese. Japanese people are fucking weird. Good Luck 7 for 10 says, every time the scum loses and KF wins. And there's a video. Every time I never played Final Fantasy, but I did know that song where it goes like, now you're dead, and we killed you, we took you by surprise. Which is like an extended version of that. It's like fake lyrics put to the melody. Stein Goldman for 20 says, hope you have a blessed week. Ham dance. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hopefully I do too. No Hurt Mr. Metal for 2 says, hey Fag, keep up the good work on the site. Ever since King Cobra JFS Reddit got banned, been posting on your site. Thanks, bro. Praise Cobra's magic for keeping the site up. Kurt Eichenwald, Anime Masturbator for 5 says, glorious Kiwi Emperor, Juju and Rackets keep making fun of your weight, but true believers know that you're a 9-foot tall, 600-pound wall of muscle. You could crush Juju like the insect he so resembles. I could take him from his foot to his head and play him like an accordion and crush every bone in him. I am I'm truly a demigod. Speaking of Hercules. Casting Couch Crab for 10 says, start at the 30-second mark if you're in a rush. Okay, bro.
Nathan?
How do you know my name?
Nathan? Is that you?
How do you know my name?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. How do you know my name? I've not told you my name.
Hey, how you doing?
I didn't ask you that. I said, how do you know my name? I've not told you my name.
Hey, sure, I'm doing fine as well. Nathan?
Retard kid.
It's you, Nathan.
How do you know that my name's Nathan?
Hey, how you doing, Nathan?
Why are you calling me Nathan?
I haven't seen you in such a long time, Nathan.
Never met you before in my life. Never have I told you my name.
Nathan?
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. If you run away, I'm going to shoot. 3, 2...
He stole his car.
Nathan, is that you?
Get out of the vehicle. Get out of the vehicle now.
Nathan, is that you?
This guy has such a relaxing voice, but he's so untrustworthy. David S877 for 24 says, sorry, reduced super chat today due to having to pay for dental work. Keep up your dental work, folks. Otherwise, you too will have expensive problems 20 years later. Should have gotten a dental plan. Lisa needs braces. Yes, I had a tooth pulled. I think I mentioned this on stream. This is why I've stopped drinking Monster as well. I replaced soda with Monster, but I ended up drinking too much, so now I'm drinking tea. Trying to save what's left on my teeth, chat. Good luck with your dental plan. Borello Furman for 5 says, if you had to choose 3 to 5 Lolcows for a Five Nights at Freddy's style fan game about Kiwi farms, who would you choose? I mean, that's not clear. Are they like the good guys or like the bad guys? If they're like the monsters, I don't know. What's his face? The Nick Bates, pretty fucking horrifying. I mean, there's some real fucked up people in the forum, though, bro. It's like, yeah, do I choose like genuine monsters or like people who like that one woman that cut herself so bad that that she like died of like sepsis? I don't know. There's some real freaks, bro. We can make a horror movie out of them for sure. Sneed's Feed and Seed, formerly Suck and Fuck for 10 says, Dear Josh, it has always been my dream to one day hear a cheese-related three-way conversation between Ralph, moistcritical, and Tomlinson. Can your impersonations help make this retard's dream come true? Hey, everybody. It's Critical. I know I made some dipshit-ass comments, but don't worry. I found my new love. It's Cheese Whiz. Cheese Whiz. Now that's some white trash ass shit right there. I prefer queso blanco myself. No, child, I am from Wisconsin, where I'm from. We make the finest cheddar cheese. Enjoy queso blanco in jail, stalker. There you go. Goshkenazi for 25 says, sometimes I look back and laugh. Horse appears at 224. Okay, let's check it out. Confirm your age. This is burning down the barns at the Karen Farms. Bro, I can't watch this. I don't know why it's age restricted. Maybe if I do a preserve tube. No, it is preserved. Okay.
Farms, Karen Farms, Karen Farms. I'm not attracted.
Wait. You know, I don't think I've ever watched this video enough to notice that May makes an appearance in this. This was a very different time before she got impregnated by a pig monster. What a fine gentleman, helping bring whatever the fuck that is to feed these two retards. Thank you. Tetrabax for 50 says, I'm with you. They're on stash domains to be a shitlord depending on what future holds. I grab domains I think are funny that I could potentially shitpost on. Well, I have a very specific purpose for my demands. Thank you, though. Judy Tester, for one, says, Gruffin, the F to him, didn't have any children. It's a typo in the obituary. The son was the bearded dragon. Oh my god, that's so cringe, bro. Your animals, no matter how much you love them, are not your babies. They're not your fur babies. They're not your sons or daughters. Sneedo, for two, says, how gay Japan? And then there's a link. Bricks News says Donald Trump says God created only two genders, male and female. And then a Japanese name replies and says, I'm Cheetan, Japanese crazy mascot. There are many more individualities of the soul. Cheetan is an ally of the transgender people. Let's create a world where everyone can live peacefully as themselves. Cheetan has fallen. How mighty Cheetan. I don't know who the fuck a Cheetan is. I hope that anyone who knows what the fuck this is suffering right now. Devious Davi, for two, says, did you see Ruben Sim was trying to get Ghost to arrange a debate for Peppermint Swirl and Ruben on Ghost's show, but Ghost won't do it unless Ruben pays him, lol. I mean, he's a capitalist. Why is he expecting that these Zoomy-Zooms are going to get favors from him? In our country, in God's country, you pay for service. Lord X Rush for 25 says, what's the egg picker lore? The guy that spurred out on Boogie Stream on Twitch. Also, Cindy looks like a tipster. Bro, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. I don't watch Boogie streams, so I don't know what the egg picker is. I'm sorry. Tetrabrax for 20 says, imagine failing at the character select screen. At least play your cards instead of whatever this is. What? What? I have no idea what that's a reference to. I'm sorry. Carnova for 5 says, hey Josh, what are your general thoughts on Richard Matthew Stallman? I don't think you ever talked about him. Stallman is autistic, and he made some weird comments about like age of consent, and I think that's like a thing of his autism because he's trying to be like strictly analytical, and he doesn't understand. Like he doesn't understand shit like that. He just looks at it from like a weird perspective. The GNU Foundation and his licenses and the shit he's done for free software are very important. And he seems like a very nice guy. But that kind of like ulterior autistic guy, idealist, can't exist anymore. It's the industry is what it is, and you can't survive like that. Doodlepot for 10 says, first time dono, can't wait to listen after work. Thanks for what you do, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope that the stream lives up to your expectations. Father Elijah for 2 says, I have heard you rightfully bitch about how all new games suck for years. Have you seen any gameplay for Deadlock? I got an invite a few weeks ago and now my buddies and I can't stop queuing. I have been invited to play Deadlock. It is installed on my computer. However, the play times are like ridiculous. I can't fucking make them. And I don't know. I did play like the little thing. If you don't know, Deadlock is the new Steam game that's in development. It's literally like everyone says it's like a mix of Overwatch, Dota 2, and Team Fortress 2. It's like a character hero shooter that has minions that you have to farm for gold and upgrades, and it's a first person shooter like Team Fortress 2. And it kind of has like the Source aesthetic. I played it, and I played all the different characters, and I tried shooting the minions, and like I don't know, the gunplay just didn't feel that exciting to me. Like I just want to shoot people. I want something. I don't know. It just didn't scratch my itch. Maybe it's really fun if you're. I'd rather just play Dota though. It kind of feels like Valve's going into competition with itself. It's fucking over its own shooter games, and it's Dota 2. Which has had like a stagnant player pool for years now, so it doesn't seem like a bright idea. I'm not very excited for it. Borello Furman for 2 says, would you say there are any bad choices for first programming language to learn? It depends on your aptitude. If you are a very patient person, And the worst thing that could happen, I suppose, is that you could try to learn a language that has a very, very steep learning curve, and then you would lose interest or become demoralized and stop. So if you're a very patient person, probably not. But if you're someone, generally speaking, people need little rewards for very little effort to keep them plugged in. And that's why I generally recommend JavaScript as baby's first language. JavaScript is very easy to learn. It's very easy to run. You just open up a website. Basically, any website can run JavaScript. It's very easy to get your baby's first program working. It's an extremely accessible language, and unlike a lot of other accessible languages, and very like almost no language is more accessible than JavaScript. And unlike most other languages like that, there's also a job market for it. So if you go straight into JavaScript, if you want to do that for like a career, you're putting points in directly into a language that you might use for a career, and considering that you're competing with like Pajeets who are retarded, you probably actually will stand a chance to compete in the industry if you know JavaScript. But no, not really. You learn something different with every language that you approach. They all have different design philosophies, and they all make you a better programmer. Lucifer 210 for one says, too fat for Radcliffe, you get Zach Galifianakis. I'm not Jewish enough for Zach Galifianakis. Gromeless Wonder for one says, would you play yourself in Uwe Boll's movie if offered? No, that sounds like a horrible idea. If he needs like a no, I was gonna offer to make a cameo, but I think that's a good idea. I gotta protect my spine at all costs, chat. Aryan Queen Generator for 5 says, PPP was alone in a shack with a blanket. You would be shocked how good Arbys tastes in a shack while you're cold. I mean, when you put it like that, I guess maybe Arbys is okay. Real Frog God for one says, Josh, you never acknowledged me when I mentioned this to you on kiwi.cc, but person looks like you, Tom Burke. And there's a link. Okay, let's check it out. Maybe if I was Irish? He looks very Irish. He looks more Irish than me. And his like bottom of his face is way too round. I have a sharper chin, and I'm more handsome. My eyes are blue. No Hurt Mr. Remodel for one says, N-words got him. I don't know who you're talking about, but probably. Yeah, it sounds right. Father Elijah for 5 says, petition to close out the stream with some good old whiting music, specifically Alive by POD. I have a song picked up. Thank you, though. Lucifer 210 for 1 says, have you sued that faggot ogre Caraballo yet? No. So right now we're having a war on 3 fronts. I'm waiting for one of the 2 legs of the campaign to close before I look at Caraballo. But the clock has a lot of time left on it for that, and we will pursue that. Nora Vanguard for 1 says, Mickey No More on YouTube did a vid on Review Tech USA. It was a great watch for people who didn't know all the history like me. I would recommend chat to look it up. I watched the June the King video on him, I think, and it was pretty good. And I didn't know anything about him, so. June the King's one of the good ones, by the way. TP Deluxe for 2 says, have I ever shown a butthole on stream and then PPP entered the chat? I mean, he did. That's not a lie. Dr. Coffin Nails for 2 says, Red Letter Media just trolls Star Wars fans these days. They know that the Acolyte is 100% crap, but calling it interesting. Their negative reviews of the prequel trilogy have aged like milk in the sun. What? Bro, the prequel is fucking bad. Like, I don't give a fuck how bad dude, this guy, you have to be like a Zoomer at most. Maybe Gen, what's the next one? Gen Alpha. The prequels are boring and shit with bad fucking writing and Jar Jar Binks. I don't give a fuck how bad the Acolyte is. I don't give a fuck if it's woke and the prequels aren't woke. They're bad fucking movies. They have a couple like quippy bits, but no, the new Star Wars shit being worse does not make the prequels good. There are 2 good Star Wars movies. Everything else sucks. Lucifer 210 for 1 says, why is Hassan so skinny? Is he bulimic like a teenage girl? I guess he's probably self-conscious on camera. Sir Calf for 2 says, Europe will heal. In 50 years, small hat banking will be abolished. People will worship Jesus as a prophet in droves, gays publicly lashed, and men in dresses executed. But it will be a caliphate. Dude, white Sharia is cringe. They worship a pedophile. Tetrabax for 20 says, the old lowercase I, uppercase everything else internet was wild. I wonder if the little ones will get a similar experience next cycle. No. The old internet is dead. They will never experience anything like what we had. Royal Trash for 5 says, free my homie Roxanne Wolf from the pound. He's not banned or anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Lion King for 1 says, B-Jams. Lucifero 210 for 1 says, imagine if Ralph gets his ass beat in Minnesota or served papers again. He's expecting it. Lucifero 210 for 1 says, Juju, Balldo, and Gunty would want to be Hunter S. Thompson so bad. Maybe they'll end up like he did. Yeah, people forget he killed himself. I think that's their plan. Dick is probably just going to kill himself when he gets too old. Lucifero 210 for 1 says, Jade will twist Ralph like a pretzel with her chinky kung fu magic. Now that would be funny. If he got beat up by a Vietnamese woman, that would be fucking hysterical. MH Dark Law for 2 says, hey Josh, or yeah Josh, why are you always going to Crackett's children like that one time you called them a brood of retards? Oh wait. I do remember that. I do remember that when Ethan Ralph said, insulted his children. And Rekieta forgave that. Interesting. Blind Oracle for 50 says, and here we find Josh's role in Horus to Jim's God Emperor in Ralph the Talon. I have not a fucking clue what that means. I apologize, but thank you very much. Tetrabax for 20 says, colonization of Jim's driveway with smallpox and other communicable diseases is underway. I guess from Ralph, history is cyclable. Bro, Ralph's about to explode and like he's filled with gas. I'm trying to imagine like a porous monster, like what's his name? The guy that hates black people. Imagine that guy, and he's describing a monster, and it's like a giant sponge monster filled with poison gas, like a coughing Pokemon thing. Lovecraftian monsters, like a giant sponge filled with gas, like a coughing. But it's monkeypox. And it's Ralph, and he's going to go to the driveway and huff and puff and just spray this cloud, this miasma of monkeypox dust all over the place. That's what's happening right now. Red Eyes Black Dragon for 10 says YouTube link. Let's check it out. It's Ghost. Ooh, this is an old one. This is the good stuff.
832, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Ghost?
What's up? Who the hell is this?
That's Ashel.
Oh, damn, it's Ashel. What's going on, Ashel? Are you going to a Christmas party?
No, I'm going to get a ultrasound.
You're going to go to get an ultrasound? Why?
Because I got punched in the balls by my aunt right now. No, not right now, yesterday.
You got punched in the... Wait a minute. How are they going to give you an ultrasound on the sack?
Because there's... I think it's bleeding because they're like purple. And they don't know if they need to do surgery in it. So they're
Wait a minute. Why is your aunt even going for that portion of your body anyway for any type of a disciplinary action? Why is she even touching your private parts, asshole?
I got 6 Fs in school.
You got 6 Fs in school, so she decided to give you a swift kick to the balls?
Yes, I can learn my lesson.
So you can learn your lesson, for Christ's sake? Well, at least, hopefully this will prevent you from reproducing. But still, I mean, come on, asshole. You should be, kicked in the privates. I mean, if anything, your aunt should have, pulled out the cat of 9 tails and gave you a goddamn whooping or something, don't you think?
Yeah, but she just went straight in it. I don't think I can shoot no more.
What?
I don't know. I don't think I can have babies no more.
Did you just say you don't think that you could shoot anymore? Is that what you just told me?
Yes.
Oh my God! Get that sick son! Get him off! For Christ's sake!
Bro, there were hours and hours of the old radio graffiti, and it was very funny. I miss it. That's another thing that died with the internet. John D90 for 1 says, here's $1 for Torta Tuesday. Thank you, John D90. Appreciate it. Romburger for 2 says, it was a rusty poop, Josh. Let's be real here. Ew, that's gross. Sneedo for 2 says, Hassan got cyberbullied in real life. I already played that. Cody Dante for 15 says, return null. Always do. Don't worry. Thank you. Matty Archiver for 1 says, like Bossman's door, I am out of here. Won't be archiving to YouTube for now, but check out Matty Archive 410, Matt at the Archive, and KK Archive. Good 5-ish years of archiving Sneedo and friends. Well, thank you very much for your help. You kept the flickering light alive on YouTube for as long as you could. But nobody can stand up to the harsh winds of the Pajit menace. The Lion King, for 1, says, I am a Caribbean hobo. Yeah. Aryan Queen Generator for 5 says, you know Kayla thirsts for air non-limp cock daily. He may be a dipshit fucking retard, but he is infinitely better than Nick. That's probably true. He's not facing 25 years. 11th Circuit for 2 says, Ralph is definitely getting a wedgie tomorrow. Dude. He doesn't wear underwear. He's 10 steps ahead of you. Nice try. The Lion King for 2 says, the Caribbean hobo guy sounds like he's having a bipolar episode. Pretty common in the mixed race. He's half Indian, so yeah. Anime sucks. Cope and Sneed for 2. God damn it. That's the first message that works when I click it? Okay. Ezekiel 20. I'm not reading the entire fucking... Oh, it's one verse. Okay. Where's King James? There it is. For she doted upon their paramours, whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, and whose issue is like the issue of horses. I think issue is like penis. It's a very famous verse. Tetrabags for $300 says, great stream. See you on Pizza Day. One squirrel has created a nest in the feeder and is barking at the others. I think I can recreate the World War II pigeon-guided rockets with squirrels with some effort. Sounds like too much effort. Why are you feeding rats? If I set up bird feeders and I got fucking tree rats in them, I'd be pissed off. I would want to see birds only, bro. Thank you very much, though. Appreciate it. Wormless Wonder for 5 says, please make a wild yet plausible prediction for something that might happen at the omnibus. Someone says the words, this whole damn court's out of order. And or Ralph gets arrested for any reason. And or Ralph is confronted by the bailiff in the parking lot. Something like that. He's going to be told that he can't come to the courthouse because he's disruptive. And he seethes about it. For like, okay, here's what's going to happen. He's going to show up at the parking lot. And because he made that tweet about bringing a knife to the courthouse, the bailiff is going to tell him that he's not welcome at the hearing. He lost his right to go because they have security concerns about him. He's going to bitch and moan at them. Call them something stupid like a shyster or like a corrupt cop or something. But then he's going to respect what he says. He's going to wander off the parking lot. And says, well, you can't stop me from being on the other side of the street then, or on the sidewalk. And the bailiff's going to be like, no, you can stay on the sidewalk. So he's going to like fake a protest at like the corner next to the courthouse. And then he's going to get tired after like 15 minutes when everyone just walks into the courthouse and ignores him. And then he's going to go to Minneapolis. He's going to find a bar. He's going to lie about not drinking. He's going to show his sloppy ass food. And he'll never, ever, ever go to Jim's driveway. That's what's going to happen with Ralph. That's my prediction. Debugs for 1 says, hey Josh, have you ever been to Latvia? Apparently the live casino games that Bossman plays are based in Latvia. No, but oddly I know many Latvians. Latvians and Poles. They're my go-to groups of people for whatever reason. Brianna Wu Hyper Bimbo for 10 says, Brianna Wu was talking to some groypers earlier about Gamergate. Check out this super fun chat. Okay. I will. Let's see. Is it like short? I don't want to like watch an hour of Brianna Wu. It's called No Holds Barred, episode 45 by Dalton Clodfelter. I'll just show you on screen. I don't think I can listen to this because I'm banned, bro. There you go, though. No Holds Barred, episode 45. Apparently, Brianna Wu argued with groypers. Tetrabags for 10 says, in-game. I still have no idea what the fuck that means. Sorry. What a banger to go out on. My bad, bro. I tried my best, but I'm retarded. All right, I have a song picked out. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you after the Battle of Jim's Driveway on Friday. No matter what happens, I will stream only on Friday, so you might have to wait 2 days after something exciting happens after Ralph dies. Take it easy. Outro song is Talking on the Internet by Spiritual Cramp.